Touchdown, Houston! Touchdown, Kansas City!
It is a spectacular day in the heartland of America. The Houston Texans take on the Kansas City Chiefs at Rockin' Arrowhead Stadium. And our kickoff is next. A wonderful view of Kansas City with the downtown in the background and Arrowhead in the foreground. We told you it was a beautiful day. It'll be near 80 degrees when we get into the game. There is very little humidity. There is a slight breeze. The Texans have won the opening flip of the coin, and the Chiefs will kick off with Randy Cross and Hall of Famer Marcus Allen, Kevin Harlan. Lawrence Tynes will boot it. And former Kansas City Chief practice player J.J. Moses is back. The Chiefs, the Texans, and here we go from Arrowhead. From the 11, it's Moses. And he finds a small gap before he is brought down by Jerome Sapp. It is a 22-yard gain. And he's out to the 32-yard line. David Carr was the #1 overall pick in the 2002 draft. He's off to the best start of his career. Right guard Zach Wiegert out. Fred Weary will take his place. And in the backfield, Dominic Davis was a 1,000-yard rusher a season ago as a rookie. They'll mark him at the 33. And it's 1st and 10 for the Texans. The fake to Davis, and here comes Carr on the bootleg. He's being chased by Beisel and hauled down at the 39-yard line. It is a gain of 6 to the 39. The Kansas City defense, number 26 in the NFL after 2 weeks. On the defensive line, ex-Redskin Lionel Dalton had a good game on a deep defensive line. Middle linebacker Monty Beisel converted from the outside, starting his 3rd game today in the middle. Greg Wesley returns to the secondary after missing last week with a hamstring injury. 2nd down 4 from the 39. The Chiefs play a 43 defense. Dominic Davis with the call. Brought down by Beisel and Dalton after a gain of 5, and he's got a 1st down to the 44-yard line.
2 real easy keys for the Kansas City defense, Kevin, that's come under so much criticism, and rightfully so, for 2 reasons in my mind. 1, very poor tackling. Yeah, I haven't seen a single player on this defense that actually was tackling like their job depended on it. And number 2, get off blocks. Sort of, it's GOB, G-O-B, get off blocks. They've done a bad job very, very frequently of getting off blocks.
There is a 3rd receiver, and that is Gaffney. It is 1st and 10 from the 44 as Carr is waylaid as he was going up in the face of Browning. It is incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
That was actually a real heads-up play by Gaffney, knocking that ball up in the air. See, because David Carr is getting the rush. He actually gets the arm ticked a little bit just right at the end. I'm sure it wasn't by his own guy, but see the job Gaffney gets that ball up in the air, because Wesley, he is, or McCleon is zeroing in on that ball if it stays up there.
We got 2 tight ends to the Texans, and 2nd down and 10. The pitch out to Jonathan Wells, who's in the game for the first time. He is tackled by Woods. He crosses the 50 into the Chiefs' 48, a gain of 7.
Yeah, there's a couple things I want to keep track of today. First of all, for Trent Green and that offense for Kansas City, it's got to be balanced. And it's been passing. How about the running? This time it's running. How about the passing? And for Houston, those triplets, they are going to be something. And if they're going to win this game, it's going to be because of the performance of those 3 guys right there.
Wells remains in the game. 3rd down, long 3 from the Kansas City 48. Chiefs have an extra defensive back in there. That's a pass on the wing, incomplete for Bradford. Flag is down. There was coverage by Wesley. McCleon was on the wing as well.
It's going to be defensive holding on McCleon, I believe.
Illegal use of hands, hands to the face. 22 to the defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Watch this hand right here as it goes into the face. That's all it took, that one little shot up into the face. The official way in the back throws the flag. He had a perfect view of it. You're trying to get that jam. I mean, it's natural. It happens to offensive and defensive linemen all the time. You go for that jam, ends up in the face.
It is a first down to the Chiefs' 43. Wells in the backfield. The two tight ends remain with two wide receivers. Nice play fake by Carr. It's through the hands of his tight end, Bruner, who is covered by, and there's a flag, perhaps taunting by Woods of Kansas City in the secondary.
That's a good call, Kevin. Well, absolutely, you got to keep an eye on one thing, Kevin, and that's the movement early of David Carr. It's given them really problems for Kansas City.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, helmet to helmet, number 22 to the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
You know, some of the lip and some of the action there is just sort of natural, especially for a frustrated defense. But that call was against McLeon for helmet-to-helmet contact.
Davis is back in. They are telling us he just had his ankle tape from the Kansas City 28. Dominic Davis. And hit by the middle of that line, including Wilkerson. Gain of 2. Mark him at the 27-yard line.
You know, we talk about this defense and getting off blocks for Kansas City. The areas to look for are this gap, and this area on the backside of the runs. It's not the onside, it's the backside. Now, I happen to think from watching the tapes that Houston is pretty inferior in blocking those backside holes. So I think Kansas City might get lucky and have to concentrate mainly on onside. But that's what you really have to judge against a back like Davis. He's an excellent cutback runner.
Battle is the nickel in the Kansas City secondary. A third receiver has been added. Second down and 8. Houston at the Chiefs' 26. Carr, pocket crumbling. He's got to get to the 19, and he easily passes that and takes it on the scramble to the 14-yard line. He picks up 13 on second down and 8.
Yeah, when you're talking to Dom Capers, it's the one thing he really wanted to go out of his way to point out about David Carr. You know, I said, as a defensive coach, do you notice something about David that you point out to your offensive coaches? And he said a few things that were kind of like standard kind of replies. But after that, he says, it's the movement of David Carr and what he can do to a defense. We've got to do more of that.
The Chiefs have 4 linebackers. It is 1st and 10 from the 14. And Dominic Davis out of LSU. A tackle by Dalton. No gain on the play at about the 15-yard line. Well, we talk about guys that have lasted a long time in the NFL, and someone you know well, Dick Vermeil, on the Kansas City sideline, coaching his 200th NFL regular season game.
And a guy was right briefly in the picture there. Next to him was Mike White, my senior year in college. Dick and Mike tied for the Pac-8 at that time championship. Mike was the head coach at Cal, and Dick was at UCLA.
Wow. 15-yard line, 10th, make it 8th play of the drive, second down and 10. 12 games it has been since the Texans have scored an opening game drive. A third receiver is Gaffney. And the fake by Carr, who buys some time. He is hit by Hicks, and he throws incomplete. Billy Miller was close. Gaffney was in the vicinity as well. A flag is down.
Yeah, I think you're going to have a zone infringement, I should say. You see,
Offside. 21 to the defense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
That's the third Kansas City penalty on their defense this drive.
Jerome Woods, right there. Watch him run up. Just doesn't time it right. He gets into the zone, and just as David Carr snaps that ball. Nice opening drive for the Houston Texans. And if you're the Kansas City defense, you've come in here saying, we don't want Andre Davis to beat us passing. We don't want Dominic Davis to beat us running the ball. Right now, it's been David Carr has been the difference maker with his feet and not with his arm.
Johnson, Bradford, Gaffney, the receiver, second long, 5 from the 10. Battle is the nickelback for Kansas City. Here comes Wilkerson. There's the deflected pass, incomplete. Wesley had a hand on it. He ricochets it, incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Well, initially, you have to be impressed coming from the right side of the screen. The nice job Witherspoon does of keeping that responsibility. And then you got the ball knocked into the air there by Wesley. They've really missed that presence by Wesley. He's a playmaker. Number 25, that safety. He's a guy that flat will not only come up and smack people, he happens to be around the ball on a real regular basis.
Chiefs have 4 in the secondary. 3rd down and 5. Play clock is at 3. Johnson in motion for the Texans. On the 10. Carr to the end zone. Intercepted by Eric Warfield. His 3rd interception in 2 games.
David Carr, right about now, go back to the bench and figure out what the heck you were thinking, or some communication problems.
I'm open over here.
Riblets. Applebee's has riblets. All that you can eat now, riblets.
Hurry into Applebee's, because even though the riblets never end, this offer does.
Break out the honors. X-Men Legends is one of the best co-op games of the year. Game Informer declares it's the X-Men game we've all been waiting for. X-Men Legends, rated teen.
You're here tonight. I'll roll away alone and close on down. Take up your ring and close on down.
On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
I would like to make a donation.
Wonderful.
These I wore when I won in Dallas. And when you go to Augusta, these shoes will rock. And for your next trip to the French Riviera, this is all you need.
Great. Thanks.
The Salvation Army, proudly supported by the PGA Tour and its tournaments.
Eric Warfield just picked off David Carr in the end zone. The touchback to the 20. The Chiefs with Holmes in the backfield. 1st down and 10. The end around to Dante Hall, who comes from Texas. Off to the races and tripped up by Marcus Coleman. A 17-yard pickup and a Kansas City 1st down. Let's go back to the interception.
Well, here's Jabbar Gaffney. He's the intended receiver of David Carr running into the end zone. Carr's pulling the trigger. Gaffney's falling down. And Warfield gets his 3rd interception now in 2 weeks.
And we know about what kind of week off the field Eric Warfield has had.
Well, he had the drunk driving early Monday morning, and just another one of the headaches for Dick Vermeil and Carl Peterson here in Kansas City.
37-yard line. Priest Holmes on 1st down and 10. Wending his way. He was tripped up, and Foreman probably got him after a gain of 8. Let's set the Kansas City offense. Trent Green has started every game since becoming a Chief in 01. He was a Pro Bowler last season. A new right tackle in Kansas City this season. Ex-Eagle John Welborn takes the place of John Tate. And Priest Holmes just picked up 8 and took it to the 45, starting today, although injured last week and during the week. 2nd down and 2. Smith and Horn are extra receivers, and Holmes. He's got the 1st down. Tackled by Foreman. Crossing to the Texan 44. It's a gain of 11 yards. The Houston defense comes in. Number 11 and Robert Smith comes to the Texans from the Titans, and he's coming off a career year. Linebacker Jamie Sharper led the entire league last year in tackles. In the secondary, rookie 1st-round pick Dante Robinson starting at the right corner.
You know, Kevin, I don't know if Priest really has a nickname yet here, but I'd start calling him Sunday Miracle with another one of these miraculous recoveries to play in a game.
Fagans has come in as a nickelback. It is a 1st and 10. Holmes from the 44, brought down by Aaron Glenn, 34-yard line. Picks up about 9. We talked about the injury to Holmes last week against Carolina. Injured his ankle on this run in the 4th quarter. Bent awkwardly. He did not return in the game.
Well, the key to making a running back better who's coming back from an ankle like that, have the offensive line just absolutely smashing the guys up front. So far, Kansas City, because of that O-line, 45 yards on 4 rushes.
2 tight ends for the Chiefs. 2nd down 1 from the Texan 35. Holmes. He's got the 1st down. Has a block from Willie Rofe, then gang tackled at the 25-yard line. They have Kylie Wong, among others, in their gain of 10.
Well, Kevin, remember what I said about the backside? Look at these blocks right here on the backside of this play. Play is designed to go over here, but watch the backside blocks. Nice seals. It was just eventually he's able to get back there, and when he starts going back there, there are no Texans for him to go back to. There's nothing but air.
Holmes is out. Richardson the lone back. It's a 1st down from the Houston 25 on the opening drive for the Chiefs. End around Johnny Morton, the Waters block, chased by Sharper, and tackled by Robinson near the 15, a 12-yard pickup. A lot of imagination in this Kansas City offense on the ground.
Well, Kevin, I like to refer to it as smiling and dialing. When an offensive coordinator like Al Saunders gets it going on, he starts smiling and dialing, and included in that is a reverse already to Dante Hall, and then you pull out your big guard Brian Waters going the other way and give it to Johnny Morton coming back to the other side. I mean, Al Saunders right now has got this thing really going, and he hasn't really gotten to throwing a ball yet.
Holmes is in, 14-yard line, 1st and 10. Holmes again. And this time he is brought down with no breathing space by Foreman. A flag is down. And about the 15, the line of scrimmage.
Illegal motion, 88 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Tony Gonzalez.
You know, there's a sense of urgency to both these teams. We talk about Houston considers themselves, you know, a regular team vying for playoffs right now. And, you know, there's a good reason right there as to why you don't want to start 0-3. I mean, it flat puts you in a hole. And you can talk about all the cliches you want. Those numbers are fact.
Holmes has been taken out because he's got something wrong with his face mask. And they're going to take a look at that.
It's a long way from his ankle.
They declined the penalty. So it is 2nd down and 10. That's right, because on his ankle he's got a brace, doesn't he?
But now they've got Tony Richardson in, and they don't lose much running or receiving. Richardson's a very good receiver out of the backfield.
2nd down and 10. Nice play action by Green, and going to the end zone. Caught by Gonzalez, out of bounds, did not get a 2nd foot down. Some kind of catch, though, by the best tight end in the business. 3rd and 10.
Well, Dom Capers knows the value of a good running game will play huge dividends as far as play action. And this is college. He's in because he catches it and it's only 1 foot, but he lands well out of bounds. Trent Green had 3 different places he could have gone on that play. Could have gone to Tony Richardson at fullback, could have gone to Johnny Morton at wide receiver, or to Gonzalez at tight end.
3rd down 10. And Green again to the end zone. This is caught for a Tony Gonzalez touchdown.
Well, what ails you? What's going to cure you? If you're the Chief, it's running the ball, and it's getting the ball to Tony Gonzalez. Your receivers aren't healthy. Throw the ball to that guy, and you don't need a big window. You just need a crack in the window, and Trent Green put it perfectly through the crack in that window.
The Lawrence Tynes extra point. The Chiefs cash in on the Warfield interception for Trent Green. His first touchdown pass since last year. And it was something for Tony Gonzalez with his first touchdown reception of the year.
If you're just joining us, the referee bolted into the locker room some 15 minutes ago.
Oh, he's back.
I apologize for the delay. Due to the complexity of the penalty, I had to leave the field to consult an official rule book. After a thorough reading of the rules, I have determined that the play stands as called. Let's restart the clock.
Oh, finally, that took forever. Whoa, what's that? That looks like a flag nobody's going to be picking up.
I think it's two-ply.
Isn't that hell?
Mm-hmm. Daytime calls are just too expensive, so he went nocturnal.
Yes, it is very late.
Get another wireless plan, Harold.
Daytime calls costing you a fortune? Come to T-Mobile and talk whenever nationwide.
Daytime. T-Mobile gives you the most whenever minutes. 1,000 for just $39.99.
T-Mobile. Get more.
The new Kodiak 450 automatic 4x4 from Yamaha. Now get a $400 worn winch for just $69.95 on select models.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 39. T-Mobile, get more minutes, more features, more service. And by Budweiser, grab a cold, fresh Budweiser. It's game time.
And Eric Warfield interception, an 80-yard drive. Gonzalez, a touchdown reception from Green. The ensuing kickoff, and J.J. Moses into the bright Missouri sun at the 4. And brought down as he crosses the 30-yard line by linebacker Quentin Caver. It is a 29-yard return. You take a look at Pro Bowler from a season ago. In fact, two of them, Gonzalez and Green.
For years, the Honda Odyssey has been considered the best vehicle in its class. So, what did we do? We went back to the drawing board and enhanced its safety features with side curtain airbags for all 3 rows. We made it more functional and quieter than ever before. Introducing the all-new Honda Odyssey. A great idea made better.
So that's 272 classic double with cheese combos and 1 Frosty. That's a lot.
I make sure people working late can get a mouth-watering meal made fresh.
Well, I'm working late.
Here you go.
Remember, Wendy's pickup window is open till midnight or later. Where's my Frosty? Oh.
Stronger denim. More comfortable, relaxed fit. Wrangler 5-star premium quality denim. Wrangler, real comfortable jeans.
At CDW, account managers help you choose the IT products right for you. So we read a lot of product manuals. Open. They're great. My husband likes spy novels, but give me a modular access router manual any day. Then Mama Bear routes the frame directly to the switch port. I love the way this one ends.
For the answers you need on the products you want, count on CDW for the right technology right away.
The clubhouse has its secrets.
Is it true the cops found steroids? Said they were mine.
The clubhouse has its drama.
We've got an official challenge to your players back. That's ridiculous!
Find out what really happens in the big leagues.
I just traded you off my fantasy baseball team. Nice to meet you.
Clubhouse, special premiere, CBS tonight.
Trent Green with the touchdown pass after a Warfield interception. Second possession coming up for the Texans. Carr threw that pick in the end zone. From the 31, Carr 0-3 to start the game. 3 receivers to begin this drive. Davis in the backfield and Carr right to work. A block by Wand for time, and a pass to Gaffney incomplete. Coverage on the far side by Julian Battles. Second down. Well, it's not too late to play fantasy football. Leagues are still forming. Just click on Fantasy Football, CBSSportsline.com. Second down and 10 with Randy Cross, Hall of Famer Marcus Allen, Kevin Harlan. Beautiful day in Kansas City.
This Texans offense better not forget about the run they had there in that first drive early.
Second down, 10. Davis stood up, brought down. No gain on the play to bring up third down. This will bring up our first trip to New York and Greg Gumbel.
All right, Kevin, the Browns and the New York Giants. Giants on top. Tiki Barber, 8 yards. Is it a touchdown? Watch the football. Doesn't appear to ever cross the goal line, but the Browns didn't challenge. Replay didn't enter into the picture, and the touchdown stands. 7-0 Giants, guys.
Thank you, Greg. It's good he holds on because Barber fumbles about as much as any running back in the NFL.
Well, not as much as Dominic Davis so far this season. He's got 4.
Third down 9 from the 31. 4 receivers, 5 in the secondary for the Chiefs. Shotgun snap going to Carr. Swings a pass, and it is incomplete. He was looking at midfield, going for Bradford, and the Texans have got a punt as Carr scrapes himself off the floor of Arrowhead Stadium.
You know, it seems like right now, David Carr, who came into this game completing passes at such a high percentage, on that last possession might have been a little affected, a little shaken by throwing that interception the way he did on the opening drive. He seemed to really overthrow his passes on these last couple passes.
Chad Stanley to punt, and the explosive Dante Hall from the 29. Look at this. Look at him go. Flag 1, flag 2. He's out of bounds in Texan territory. Flags all over the field.
That's got to be holding. You had guys running in circles with white jerseys on, and people don't run in circles unless they're being held. Or unless they're really bored.
During the return, holding. 42 of the receiving team. 10-yard penalty. First down.
That is Shenard Hartz, who is guilty, a reserve defensive back. This is how we began in Kansas City, with a lot of color and a lot of fanfare for 2 winless teams. 4:23 to play in the first.
Cold hard fact. Other beers are shipped warm in trucks. Coors Light is always shipped cold. Why? Because we know you love cold beer. Rocky Mountain Cold, Coors Light.
Ah, Paris. Love is in the air. Love? Is that what you see? What do you see?
I see commerce. I see industry. I see medicine. A second opinion from a continent away. I see mortgage approvals, video, audio, downloadable, on demand, 1 million wireless transactions. That's what I see.
You're such a romantic.
I know.
The on-demand world in Paris and everywhere, with help from IBM.
What a set of pipes. Thank you, Miss Poinsettia. And now Miss Lilac will perform the parallel park.
The CR-V is excellent for this demonstration. An SUV that's both agile and easy to park.
She told me this model has real-time four-wheel drive.
Miss Lilac and her Honda CR-V. And now Miss Dandelion and her assistant, Chuck.
Cold hard fact. Other beers are heat pasteurized at 140 degrees. Coors Light is always frost brewed at an icy 34. Why? Because we know you love cold beer. Rocky Mountain Cold, Coors Light.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Wrangler, makers of Wrangler 5-star relaxed fit premium quality denim, and by the all-new Odyssey from Honda, a great idea made better.
You're looking at beautiful scenes from the MetLife Blimp. It's 1st and 10 after a 3-and-out by the Houston Texans. The Blimp, Snoopy 2, providing these great aerial shots of Arrowhead Stadium. Look to the skies for more shots in future CBS sporting events. 1st and 10 from the 31. Holmes The Chiefs had 66 yards on the ground in that first drive. The tackle was made by Coleman. It's a gain of 3 to the 34-yard line. Well, Monday on CBS, it's a great lineup with still standing. Listen up. Everybody loves Raymond. 2.5 men. CSI Miami and the Late Show with David Letterman. All right here on America's most watched network, CBS. 2 tight ends for the Chiefs. Second down, 7. 34-yard line. Here comes Sharper. There goes the pass by Green over the outstretched arms of the 5'8" Hall. Coverage by Glenn. 3rd and 7.
Not much of a way, really, when you think about it, for them to pick up Jamie Sharper coming through the center of that defense on a delayed blitz like that. And that's one of those things that Trent Green just has to deal with. You go back to the huddle, and nobody has to apologize to you. You've been hit, and the linebacker guessed right on that late blitz.
Horn is in as a receiver. Hall is the slot. 3rd and 7. Nickelback is DeMarcus Fagans out of Kansas State for the Texans. From the 34 for Green. And outside, bobbled. Blaylock was in the backfield, did not catch it. Bobbled it. And I don't think he had possession, Randy, when he was in bounds. They've ruled it incomplete, and the discussion following.
Well, he's batting it. See, watch. Doesn't have it. Still batting it. Does he have it? Ooh. Is he in?
Did he dot the I?
The ball moved.
Yeah.
See, it's moving on the ground. It's still moving as he's rolling. That was a very nice call. It was a nice consultation, put it that way. See, the feet are going to dot it, but the ball is still moving. And as long as that ball's moving, it does not constitute a catch.
New punter for the Chiefs, Jason Baker. He was here last year, but lost the job in preseason to Steve Cheek, who pulled something in his leg Friday at practice. He was quickly waived, and they reeled back in Baker, and here he is to punt with J.J. Moses. 28-yard line. And still on his feet, and Shenard Hart's got the first swipe at him. Flag is down, 44-yard line. 17-yard return, 38-yard punt by Baker. So the Chiefs just had a 3-and-out. Texans before them had a 3-and-out.
I think they got Deshaun Polk, 51, backup linebacker, for a push in the back right at the very end of that return.
How do you see all that stuff? How do you keep, of all those by, I have trouble just seeing the ball, let alone a.
Guess I should have been a higher patrolman. I don't know what to tell you.
During a return, illegal block in the back. Number 54, the receiving team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So it was Troy Evans, the other backup linebacker.
It was in the 50s, right? There was a guy in the 50s. All right, David Carr will get it again. He's thrown a pick already today. His team down 7-zip.
Your UBS financial advisor can work with nearly 66,000 people in 50 countries. He can work with all the resources of one of the world's largest wealth management firms. But to understand what you need, he will always work right next to you. Could this be the most powerful two-person financial firm in the world? You and us, UBS.
Surviving cancer is still the biggest victory of my life. And I did it with the help of 3 Bristol-Myers Squibb medicines.
Today, Bristol-Myers Squibb researchers are fighting our most serious diseases. Their life-saving medicines have turned many cancer patients into cancer survivors. Medicines for AIDS, heart disease, and serious mental illness reflect their commitment to research and to extending and enhancing human life.
I'm living proof of that. Hope, triumph, and the miracle of medicine. Bristol-Myers Squibb Company.
What can you expect? Expect less rent-a-car? The lowest rates around. But with rates this low, don't expect us to eliminate the lines at our airport counters. And don't expect us to put your name in lights and our cars under canopies to protect you from the weather. Protect you from the weather. Come on, who do you think we are, Hertz?
Hertz #1 Club Gold has protective canopies. No lines, no wrinkled fingers. It's your trip. Rent wisely.
First, Arkansas heads to the swamp to tackle Florida. Then the defending national champs, LSU, battle third-ranked Georgia. Next Saturday on CBS.
David Carr has now thrown 4 interceptions on the season. His 4th came in the first drive today.
And he's got the offer working right now, and it's because I think he's overthrowing the football. He needs that running attack.
From the 32, 1st and 10. And down goes Dominic Davis. Lionel Dalton is there, among others, on that Chiefs defensive line. A loss of 2 back to the 29-yard line. Monday on CBS, it's a drive-by shooting Miami style. Now the city's biggest manhunt is about to begin. Don't miss a new CSI Miami. It comes your way at 10, 9 Central on CBS Monday.
Kevin, this Kansas City defense has 18 negative plays. They lead the league in negative plays. That was a negative play there. Houston knows they have to put up with the negative plays. The question is, can they consistently pursue backside like they did the last play?
2 tight ends, 29-yard line, 2nd down, 12, Davis. Again, not much there. Hicks among many on that line. Ryan Sims, gain of 2, out to the 32, 33-yard line.
Hey, you're talking about the backside pursuit. To me, that means 2 people, Lionel Dalton, Ryan Sims. When you start the run in the opposite direction this way, it's those defensive tackles. See, Sims maintains the action on his guy, and Dalton jumps on the pile at the end. Nice job by the 3rd-year player out of North Carolina.
Benny Sapp has come in with Julian Battle. 6 in the secondary for the Chiefs. 3rd and 9, 32-yard line. 4 receivers, including Armstrong and Gaffney for Carr, who fires a pass, and it's caught by Gaffney. He's out to midfield, picking up 17 on 3rd and 9. Flag is down, looks to be against the Texans in a hole.
I think that was on Juan, the left tackle for the Texans. Came in with sort of a tackle at the very end of the play, working on Eric Hicks.
Pete Morelli is our referee today in his second year.
78 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Here's Jared Allen. Here's Seth Juan. It doesn't happen early, but when Allen starts getting away, arm around the waist, takedown.
Four receivers, 6 in the secondary, 3rd and 19. They need to get to the 42. Carr with a crumbling pocket and throws it away at the foot of his offensive lineman. There goes a flag.
Didn't get to the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
He was outside of the tackle box. It was obviously not to his receiver, who was about 4 yards away from the ball and did not get past the line of scrimmage. There was an eligible receiver, if you want to say general vicinity.
Intentional grounding. Number 8. 10-yard penalty. Also lost it down. 4th down.
So the Texans today on offense, interception in the Kansas City end zone, and their second consecutive 3-and-out. A punt is upcoming.
So, you know, the most important part about this, you've got the running back Davis. Watch the running back Davis go out for the screen. David Carr then doesn't throw the ball anywhere near Dominic Davis, and he throws it short of the line of scrimmage. Now, if you're a Houston fan, you've got a hope against hope that you just get a bomb out of Chad Stanley, because you've got Hall standing back there getting ready to just bring it all the way back on you.
But Hall in the regular season has not returned a punt for a touchdown since early October of last year, almost a year. He did return a kick for a touchdown against the Texans in Houston exactly 1 year ago to this weekend.
Well, the key to that is hold up on the line, hold up on the gunners, and you need the punter to kick it a little low. Even if he kicks it a long way, get it quickly to the returner if you're trying to set up something for a touchdown.
Nonetheless, the Chiefs should get great field position. The snap will come from Brian Pittman to punter Chad Stanley. Hall will fair catch it, 46, 47-yard line, and a 41-yard punt by Stanley. Flag is down at the 33. Chiefs last week lost to Carolina. The Texans lost up in Detroit to the Lions.
During the
28-16.
kick, holding number 43 of the receiving team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
That is the second special teams penalty on the Chiefs. Okay, Monday in an all-new Late Show with David Letterman. He'll welcome Queen Latifah. Plus Jack Hanna's Animals. Dave's all new all this week on CBS.
Well, if you're Dom Capers and the Houston Texans, you just got a big-time break because Dick Vermeil's football team was not able to take advantage of what could have been unbelievable field advantage, having the Texans backed up like that.
37-yard line with 1:28 to play here in the first quarter.
Here we go.
First and 10. Three receivers, including Horn. And Priest Holmes on first and 10. Gang tackle. Rover Smith was in that pile somewhere near the 45. To the sideline and Hall of Famer Marcus Allen.
Well, Kevin and Randy, I played here 5 years in Kansas City, and one day I hope to join the Kansas City Hall of Fame. Today, Joe Delaney will be inducted at a halftime ceremony. He was the AFC Rookie of the Year, and he was an incredible runner who brought the fans of Area to his feet. He tragically drowned in 1983 trying to save the lives of 3 young boys, and he was a great person as well as a great player, guys.
Thank you, Marcus. 44-yard line, second down and 3. Richardson, the fullback, is on the move. Tony Gonzalez. And tackled by rookie Glenn Earl. 45-yard line of the Texans. It's a gain of 11 yards and a first down.
You know, you've got Tony Gonzalez in this game, and I don't know why you don't man up on the outside on these receivers for Kansas City and try to beat Gonzalez up. Just get a linebacker to bang him at the get-go. Do not let him run free, because this is the kind of mayhem a guy like Tony Gonzalez can wreak on your defense if you let him run free, especially when he gets out there at those wide positions.
Now they've got Gonzalez wide. First down and 10, Texan 45. Draw play to Holmes. And hit by Seth Payne after a gain of 4. That will take us to the conclusion of the first quarter. Trent Green nailed Tony Gonzalez on a touchdown pass of 14 yards, his first of the season. That's the end of the first quarter with the score. Chiefs 7, Texans nothing. We'll return to Kansas City after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
I'd like to send us to the boonies.
Sir, the boonies doesn't exist.
Okay, then send it to Cloud 9.
That's a fictional place.
How about La La Land?
Sir, that's a state of mind.
I heard when I used FedEx Ground, I could ship for up to 35% less than at the UPS store. I want to take advantage of the offer before it expires.
It's not an offer. You can save up to 35%.
Then send it to Funky Town.
That's a song, sir.
The new FedEx Kinkos. Make it, print it, pack it, ship it. Our office is your office.
So just when I'm thinking, isn't there a car out there I could get excited about? Wham! There's this car with all this stuff. Then as I'm thinking, now here's a car I could see myself in. Wham! There's this other car with all this stuff. Then just as I'm thinking, how could this possibly get any sweeter?
The Mazda 3 and Mazda 3 5-door. The wait is over. Now arriving daily. Rethink what's possible.
Whoa, whoa. Y'all here for breakfast?
We're here for the Whopper. And the music.
Oh, you mean that AOL deal?
It's a little early. We don't start selling the Whopper for 5 more hours. Go on back to bed, Whopperheads. I'll wake you.
Get a hot and fresh Whopper, save the wrapper. It's worth a free song from America Online.
It's a drive-by, Miami style. Now, the city's biggest manhunt is about to begin.
Miami-Dade Police!
A new CSI Miami, CBS Monday.
Monday, Dave's all new with Queen Latifah, plus Jack Hanna's Animals.
Are you all right, baby?
And Tuesday, don't miss Center of the Universe star John Goodman. Dave's all new all this week.
We begin the second quarter with the Chiefs in the midst of their third drive with Randy Cross and Hall of Famer Marcus Allen, Kevin Harlan at Arrowhead. 41-yard line, second down, 6. Holmes in the backfield. Gonzalez is on the move. And Priest Holmes with 51 yards already. The tackle made by Foreman. Gain of 3. We just saw the name Joe Delaney. That is the ring of honor that they have inside Arrowhead Stadium. He was a great person in addition to being a terrific football player. The all-time leading rusher for the Chiefs is Christian Okoye, 87-92. In less than 40 yards, there will be a new all-time leading Chiefs rusher, and that will be Priest Holmes, who now has 9 carries and 54 yards on the day. Third down, long 3 from the Texan 38. And here comes Robert Smith. There goes the pass. Dante Hall grabbed by Robinson. Close to a first down. Looks like he got it at the 34. It's a pickoff of a gain of 4 on 3rd and 3. Let's go to Greg Gumbel in New York.
All right, Kevin, Baltimore at Cincinnati. The Ravens got a 63-yard punt return by B.J. Sam to set up Kyle Bowler's 7-yard touchdown scamper around the near side. A field goal ahead of that had the Ravens up 10-0 in the second, guys.
A couple of California quarterbacks going there. Bowler out of Cal, and of course, Carson Palmer from USC. Thank you. First down and 10. Good time for Green. Knocked away by Sharper. Going for Gonzalez. Incomplete. Second down and 10.
You know, to some degree, Kevin, you got to think pound it. You know, the way that Kansas City has gotten to where they are offensively and the rhythm they're in is from running the ball with Priest Holmes. You talked about how close he's getting to be that all-time leading rusher here.
Second down 10. Texans 34. Priest Holmes. There's a block by Shields. He runs over Coleman. He's got a first down. Yep, he does, to the 23-yard line, 11-yard gain. There is a flag at the 35.
Holding Kansas City.
Holding. 54 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
That is penalty number 6 on the Chiefs. Houston has got 3.
Call Brian Waters coming from that left guard position, which tells you something about Dick Vermeil's line, too, about how much they move. How many teams in this league do you talk about somebody coming from all the way over here and getting called for holding way back over there? I mean, he had a hold of the shoulders on the outside. You get outside there on the numbers, they are going to call you for holding. And a little challenging there for Al Saunders, the gentleman on your right in the headsets.
You know, they just walked off 13 yards when they should have walked off 10. They walked off 13 yards. The ball's back at the 46. It's second down and 22 for Green. Looking one way, now turning the other. Holmes can't get it, and he is drilled by Kylie Wong, the ex-Viking. It is incomplete. Third and 22 coming up.
Nothing wrong with that hit unless you're a Kansas City fan.
Yes, as you can hear.
And it's being put on your star player, Priest Holmes, and you know you've been hit pretty good when the first thing to land is the side of your head, and that's how you get a helmet divot. See, Kylie Wong puts that nice little whack on him, and when he does that, see, watch the side of Priest Holmes' head as he gets hit. Bang. Boop. That was kind of a tie between his hip and the side of his head, but
Priest Holmes has the most receiving yards among running backs the last 3 seasons in the NFL. Third and 22. Play clock was down to 1 second. Clock is at 13:02 to play in the second quarter. Timeout.
So just when I'm thinking, isn't there a car out there I could get excited about? Wham! There's this car with all this stuff. Then as I'm thinking, now here's a car I could see myself in. Wham! There's this other car with all this stuff. 2 cars, the same, yet different. Kind of like those twins I met in Chicago.
The Mazda 3 and Mazda 3 5-door. Rethink what's possible.
Every Sunday, these bold warriors meet in a quest for glory. Proud gladiators, whose game is equal parts preparation and passion. When men become myths and moments become legend. The game is tailgating. The cola is Pepsi. It's the cola.
Is everything okay?
It's my wife.
What's going on? It's John's wife.
So you finally broke down and got it for him. How did he react?
Speechless.
The Grand Vega HD with the Vega engine. Everything we know about TV in one stunning high-def package. The Grand Vega HD TV, like no other.
Survivor Thursday. There will be more twists in the first 15 minutes than in a whole season. Plus, 2 tribal councils.
No.
2 castaways voted off the island.
One person will win immunity.
And one thing
Here's the twist.
will shock everyone. Don't miss a new episode of Survivor, CBS Thursday.
After the Kansas City timeout, play lock is in. One of 5 receivers for Green. 46-yard line, 3rd and 22. They got to get to the 24. Green, look at the time. The throw to Blaylock underneath and tackled by Robinson. They're well shy. He got as far as the 34, 10 yards short. He picks up 12. Now, are they into field goal range? Probably not. Baker is going to punt it. Chiefs also got jabbed there a little bit, too, with getting too much yardage marked off on one penalty. So the Chiefs are punting for a second consecutive time.
You think back to that great field position they were going to get off that one time they backed the Texans up. Got that great punt, a fair catch, a penalty, backed them up.
Jason Baker. Back to J.J. Moses at the 10-yard line. Very little wind inside Arrowhead today. As he tries to keep it in, caught by Sapp. Flag is down. That's Benny Sapp, a rookie free agent, who, by the way, is the cousin of the Raiders, Warren Sapp. Flag is down. All right, they've picked off the flag. They've just waved it off.
Well, I guess only Warren Sapp's family got the food.
I didn't touch him. No.
Excuse me. Hey, honey, what are you doing here?
Jill called.
Who's watching the kids?
They're at my mom's.
Okay.
Everyone could use more Fridays. Our signature Jack Grill is back and better than ever, with our new hand-cut flat iron steak starting at just $10.99, and our new Jack Grill burger, only at Fridays.
Ford Explorer. It's the first midsize SUV with an available safety canopy system. It has the best pick endorsement from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. And it has a wealth of technology that delivers not only safety, but confidence with outstanding on- and off-road capability. Ford Explorer. The best-selling and most trusted SUV in America. Ford Explorer.
Get the concentrated power of Nextel in a compact package. Phones start at just $75. Call 800-NEXTEL-9 or visit Nextel.com.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Nextel. Nextel helps groups get things done. Nextel, done. The Sony Grand Vega HD TV. High definition like no other. And by the new Jack Daniel's Flat Iron Steak from TGI Fridays, because everyone could use more Fridays.
The Chiefs just punted. The Texans at the 2. The Texans have had 2 consecutive 3-and-outs. And Davis stopped by Barber. with probably no gain. We'll see where they spot it. Second down.
Kevin, remember what I said initially? It was about Gobb getting off blocks and making tackles. They are getting off the blocks. They're not staying blocked. And when they get to a runner, they are group and gang tackling them. Gunther Cunningham, the new defensive coordinator here, back for another stint with the Chiefs, has got to be happy early on with the performance of this D.
Second down, 10 from the 2 for Carr. To Davis, one of the top receivers in the NFL, not just among running backs, but in the NFL. He is brought down by Fujita. First time we've called his name, to the 16-yard line. A gain of 15 yards, some breathing space with a first down.
Hey, we talked a little bit about Dominic Davis having a problem with fumbles, fumbling 4 times. That's a negative. What a positive it is, this year he's really starting to become David Carr's safety blanket. In the past, that was Billy Miller, the tight end. Miller hasn't caught much, but Dominic Davis is getting all kinds of love.
So after Carr's first completion, 16-yard line, 1st and 10. Carr again to the side, caught by Andre Johnson, working on McCleon, 27-yard line. Ball knocked loose by Barber, retrieved. They mark him down at the 28, 11-yard gain, another first down.
That's a little bit of a view into the window of Andre Johnson's ability. Remember, this is a receiver that can run by most corners in this league. I don't care who they are. And Dexter McCleon's giving him that pad because Andre Johnson's got the ability to blow right by him. He is strong, he is big, he's fast, and he's the anti-hurricane. He does not talk, he does not talk smack. He just lets it all go out on the field.
1st and 10, 28-yard line. They were back at the 2, so more breathing space for Carr, who winds up. He looks for Johnson, and he's got the ball. What a catch at the 25. He beat McCleon for 36 yards. Another first down. And Johnson is woozy.
I think he might have landed on the ball right after he caught it, Kevin. But I mentioned about him being the anti-Miami Hurricane. He just lets his play do all his talking. If you're going to get a little bump on, you better get a bump on him if you're Eric Warfield. Look at Warfield trailing. Doesn't get the help when he needs it, and Johnson kind of lands right on the ball.
Injury timeout.
This bolt is 4.5 inches long, made from hardened alloy steel. 6 of them connect the cargo box of the Ford F-150 to its frame. Why do we do this when others don't? Because we're building the strongest pickup. You can be sure of that. We are. Only one truck earned the right to be the next Ford F-150.
Hey, Angie, you going to the post office? Hey, Ted, you going to the post office? Do I know you? Anyone go to the post office? Jeff, Ronnie, Connie. Isn't anyone going to the post office?
Hey, Chuck. Can't go to the post office? Go to USPS.com. Print the shipping label.
What about postage?
You can pay for postage, too, then hand the package to B.
The U.S. Postal Service is working for you.
Hey, Steve! Lunch?
So, what's the weekend hold in store for you? Ask your doctor if a free sample of prescription Cialis is right for you. Cialis, are you ready?
Stronger denim. More comfortable, relaxed fit. Wrangler 5-star premium quality denim. Wrangler, real comfortable jeans.
6'6", 335, 3 consecutive Pro Bowls. One of the dominating linemen of his era.
About time the O-line got some face time.
Lincoln Kennedy joins an all-pro lineup on NFL Network.
She's blind.
What does she remember?
I hear lots of things other kids can't.
Sounds like a train.
NCIS season premiere, CBS Tuesday.
Andre Johnson, a 46-yard reception, 1st and 10. He's out. Armstrong taking his place. Johnson walked off under his own power. Carr with Hicks on his tail. Carr gets away from Hicks, being chased by Sims, and goes head first. The ball was out. Are they going to mark him a fumble? No. Down he is at the 17-yard line, and that is a scramble of 8. Johnson will come now back in for Houston. Down. By knee,
Yeah,
right
knee
there.
was down.
Yep.
That was a nice call, but I tell you, as soon as that quarterback's headset came on, somebody's in David Carr's ear going, David, slide. Not hit first, slide. Feet first, slide.
18-yard line. We said Andre Johnson back in. 2nd down, 3.
I go back after McLeon, bottom of the screen.
He's been nailed twice on this drive. This is Dominic Davis. Flag is down. Tackled by Woods near the 15-yard lines on this drive.
Offsides on Kansas City, Kevin.
Another penalty, number 7 on the Chiefs.
Holding. 22 of the offside. Number 22 of the defense. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
And that's Dexter McLeon worrying about Andre Johnson. And, you know, the short play, he gave him the pad. And then the long play, see, you see that flag going away. That's Andre Johnson ripped the flag off Dexter McLeon's waist. And then McLeon gets a little help from Jerome Woods. And Andre Johnson celebrates, goes to get up and goes, oh, that's right, I can't breathe. It's about that oxygen.
So big gains through the air. 15 yards to Davis, 11 yards to Johnson, 46 yards to Johnson. 1st and 10, Chiefs 13. Carr to Davis. Hit and brought down by Fujita. A loss of a yard on the play to the 14-yard line.
I tell you, I like what Kansas City's doing with their run defense so far. They've given up the big plays, and they're just going to give up those big plays because of the talent they don't have on the outside. They don't have a shutdown corner, but watch the pursuit from the inside of this defense. Look at the red jerseys. Dominic Davis has nowhere to go. Scott Fujita breaks down like a good linebacker should, and he's there to make that tackle, and that's why Dominic Davis has 8 carries for 8 yards.
Chiefs in their base 43. 2nd down, 11. 14-yard line. Carr to Davis. Gang tackled by the entire defense, including Browning. Gain of 3 down to about the 11-yard line. Now the Chiefs will go on a dime defense and bring in 2 extra defensive backs.
So, you know, what was an expansion team is getting confident, though, Kevin. You know a good sign? Look at the Texans in their huddle. Count how many guys don't have their shirt tucked in.
Right.
They're relaxed. They're comfortable. They're pros. Start with their leader, David Carr. That back of his jersey hasn't seen the inside of his pants as this thing started.
Chiefs have gone into a nickel, not a dime, but a nickel. 3rd down and 8. 11-yard line. Carr, pocket crumbles down. Jared Allen, a rookie, brings him down at the 10, gain of a yard. 4th down, and the Chiefs defense will hold Houston to a field goal try.
This part here is just all about the hustle coming from the backside. I mean, Allen was all the way up the field. He comes back to get David Carr, and Carr had hurt him enough with that scramble and with his feet. And nice job by the defense up front of stopping David Carr because he had some serious open space if Allen doesn't get him.
Here's Chris Brown, who has not missed a field goal since last year, November. 28-yard try.
Well, that'll jinx him.
We'll find out. And with ease, he splits it. Texans are on the board. There were some big pass plays by Carr to Davis and 2 to Andre Johnson, one of which covered 46 yards. 6:15 to play in the 1st half. Chiefs on top, 7-3.
Still have time?
Yeah! Don't miss a moment of action with the Game Bucket deal from KFC. 6 pieces of extra crispy chicken and 6 honey barbecue wings. Plus a free half-gallon Pepsi Mega Jug, all for just $9.99.
Sir, you forgot your Mega Jug.
Only in
Capital USA!
By anchoring a more powerful 6-liter Power Stroke diesel engine to its frame, we gave the new Ford Super Duty more pulling power than any other pickup. Enough to lug 17,000 pounds. Don't get in its way. This is the next Ford Super Duty. Built Ford Tough.
Monday, the Millers can't wait to welcome their new neighbor.
How'd you get a bottle of wine between our house and here?
I took it out of that gift basket.
Justine Bateman on Still Standing. Next, how do you deal with a rebellious daughter?
They're clean. I showered.
I showered too, but there's still several parts of my body I wouldn't want on the table.
Then it's an all-new Raymond shocker.
Oh, my God!
And Charlie's brother has the alimony blues.
Boy, you'd think for all that money, she'd at least come over and give you a lap dance.
2.5 Men on a new CBS Monday. Plus, Dave welcomes Queen Latifah.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by KFC. Try the Game Bucket deal available only in Chicken Capital, USA. And by Ford Explorer, ready for any adventure.
Texans just got on the board a 28-yard field goal by Chris Brown. Carr was marooned at his 2-yard line and got 3 out of that drive. Not bad. Blaylock on the bounce inside the 15 for the Chiefs. And the reserve running back takes it out with a Deshaun Polk tackle at the 34. 23-yard return. Trent Green is throwing a touchdown pass to Tony Gonzalez. 7-3 Chiefs.
In the mood for something different? How about Levitra? Ask your doctor if Levitra's right for you. It's the best way to experience that difference.
Ask about a free sample. Ask about Levitra. Levitra, when it counts.
Survivor Thursday. There will be more twists in the first 15 minutes than in a whole season. Plus, 2 tribal councils, 2 castaways voted off the island, and 1 twist will shock everyone. New episode of Survivor, CBS Thursday.
Monday, the Millers can't wait to welcome their new neighbor.
How'd you get a bottle of wine between our house and here?
I took it out of that gift basket.
Justine Bateman on Still Standing. Next, how do you deal with a rebellious daughter?
They're clean. I showered.
I showered too, but there's still several parts of my body I wouldn't want on the table.
Then it's an all-new Raymond shocker.
Oh, my God!
And Charlie's brother has the alimony blues.
Boy, you'd think for all that money, she'd at least come over and give you a lap dance.
2.5 Men on a new CBS Monday. Plus, Dave welcomes Queen Latifah.
On Monday's #1 show, CSI Miami.
We've got a drive-by.
Miami style. A woman is gunned down.
She was killed by a single gunshot.
The only witness, her 8-year-old son.
Is he gonna get me too?
He is never going to hurt you.
Miami-Dade Police!
CSI Miami, a new episode, CBS Monday.
The MetLife Blimp Snoopy 2 providing today's great scenics of our game below. It travels over 60,000 miles a year, covering sporting events and television specials throughout the U.S. Look for the MetLife Blimp. Teaming up with CBS later this year.
Very important for Kansas City here to offensively get first downs, keep their defense off the field. Last week against Carolina in the 3rd quarter, they only ran 4 plays offensively. They seemed like they were off the field forever because of that sequence. Get something going, keep your rhythm.
After the Texans field goal, 1st and 10 for the Chiefs, and Priest holds. Flag is down. Walker with the tackle near the 36. 37-yard line, gain of 4.
There's a holding called by our umpire, Chad Brown.
Holding. 68, the offense. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
9-time Pro Bowler Will Shields. 8 Kansas City penalties. Coming up the next till halftime report. Dan will be there with Shannon and Boomer Esiason. The next till halftime, of course, hosted by Greg Gumbel. That's next from New York on CBS.
You know, Shannon had to like that input Tony Gonzalez had early in this game. Looked like some of the stuff he used to do with Denver and Baltimore, especially with some of the formation stuff. Here they've used Tony Gonzalez early on. Now he's at the tight end tight position. They've had him all over the field formation-wise.
What's the term you like to use in that?
A multitasker.
Multitasker. 1st and 20 from the 24. Green. Gonzalez tackled by Sharper. Backpedaling his way up to the 41, about 3 yards shy of a first down. A gain of 17 on 1st and 20.
Yeah, and why not do this with Tony Gonzalez? If you've got a guy this talented that can put this much body on a defender, and that's all he's really doing here, folks. He gets into that spot in the zone. He turns towards the quarterback. Trent Green's got that great big red target to throw at, and the defenders can't go through him. And you can see what kind of a job they have tackling them once they get at him.
Hall is the wide receiver with Morton. 2nd and 3. Priest Holmes slashing for a first down. Brought down on the play by Jamie Sharper. It's a gain of 12. It's a first down for the Chiefs to the 48 of Houston.
This is the little thing that Tony Gonzalez does here. He starts in motion, and then when he moves, he stays behind the line of scrimmage. You don't see him moving towards the line of scrimmage, and then when he gets to the linebacker, watch him maintain his block. That gob I talked about, guys getting off blocks, none of them wore white jerseys at the line of scrimmage for Texans.
Blaylock is in for Holmes. 47-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Chiefs. And Green to the air, Gonzalez again. Tackled by Aaron Glenn. Another first down to the 35 of Houston, a gain of 12. Gonzo has also had a catch for 17. Holmes has had a run from 12 yards, and so the Chiefs are easily working downfield on the Houston defense.
You need, if you're Dom Capers and the Houston Texans, you better find yourself a designated mugger. Put your designated mugger on number 88 and have him beat on Tony Gonzalez. You let him clean off the line of scrimmage, he'll do exactly what he's doing right now. He'll kill you.
Blaylock in the backfield with the pitch. The end around to Hall. A block by Trent Green on 1st and 10 from the 35. Dante Hall. Tripped up and brought down by Notre Dame rookie Glenn Earl. Gain of 9. As Hall carries for a 2nd time today. He carried earlier in the game and picked up 17.
Nice impedance by Trent Green.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it a block, but he impeded the defender.
He thought about blocking.
That's right. He got between him and the ball.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's a job description on a reverse. Don't do anything dumb. Just impede the defensive guy so he can't get to the guy with the ball.
Nothing to Johnny Morton yet, who lines up on the top of your screen. Holmes is back in. 26, 1st and 10. They get 2nd down and 1. He was shy of the first down in that run. Holmes. He's got the first down. Look at him dive and pick and poke his way inside the 15. Kylie Wong with the tackle, a gain of 12. The second 12-yard gain on this drive by Priest Holmes.
Watch two things. Watch the line of scrimmage go that way, and more importantly, watch how much people get off blocks or don't get off blocks. Those red jerseys are just Velcroed to the white jerseys. Kansas City so far here in the first half, 116 yards rushing, and Priest Holmes is going to be well past Christian Okoye here pretty quick on that all-time rushing mark for the Kansas City Chiefs.
There is a look at the down lineman Seth Payne, who is coming off knee surgery last year where he missed 14 games. And they were so happy to get him back this year. They're looking at his knee, but that's a great sign, walking with more regularity to the sideline and out for Houston.
The defensive linemen right now for Houston don't have knee or leg problems. They have chest problems. Because in their chest are the offensive linemen for Kansas City. They're getting a hold of those chest plates on the shoulder pads,
right,
and they're not letting go.
Junior Ioane will take his place, the ex-Raider. First game in the NFL this year. Has been active the first two, inactive the first 2 games. It's a 1st and 10 with the pitch out to Holmes. Nice play by Kylie Wong, shutting the door on the side. To the 15-yard line, a loss of a yard on the play. Under 3 now to play in the first half. Log on to NFL.com each week and see what Shannon Sharp, Phil Simms, Boomer Esiason, Randy Cross, and all the other analysts have to say. It's only at NFL.com or at NFL on AOL. 2nd down, 11, 7th play of the drive. It began back at the 34. Some big catches by Gonzalez, a couple of 12-yard runs by Holmes from the 15. Green to the end zone. Holmes incomplete and covered by the rookie out of South Carolina, Dante Robinson.
After watching Priest Holmes not only trying to catch the ball here, but what he's been doing running the ball, think back to that report I did earlier on the NFL Today, that little soundbite we did about Priest Holmes looks in the camera and says, all you fantasy owners out there, you know, play me. I'm going to have a big day. There's a guy calling his shot right there. Priest Holmes has been all over this field. You think about the triplets in Houston, it's been the twins, Tony Gonzalez and Priest Holmes for Kansas City.
Blaylock is in, 3rd and 11, 15-yard line for Trent Green. Again, great time. Gets away from Ioane. Throws low, caught by Hall. Working on Robinson. Gain to about the 6, close to a first down, maybe a yard shy. Gain of 9 on 3rd and 11. Now 4th and 2, what do you do?
Take your points.
Now last week he had a 4th and 1, decided right before halftime
and I
to
think,
go for 3.
I think Dick Vermeil beat himself up during the week, and he said he regrets it. I don't think that's a tough decision. You take your points.
We're at the 2-minute warning with the decision coming up from Kansas City's Dick Vermeil.
Trailers don't have anti-lock brakes, crumple zones, or airbags. That's why we designed the new Ford Super Duty with the only integrated trailer brake controller, part of our exclusive tow command system. Because what good is towing a 17,000-pound trailer if you can't control it? This is the next Ford Super Duty, built Ford tough.
The Sharp Aquas Liquid Crystal Television. Suddenly, there's more to see.
That's a silverback. You can see the silver right on the back. Oh, great. He's making a call. He's making a peak hour call!
Just hope you're not roaming.
Too many restrictions on your wireless plan?
You want some of this, monkey boy?
Come to T-Mobile and talk whenever, nationwide.
Whenever.
T-Mobile gives you the most whenever minutes. 1,000 for just $39.99.
T-Mobile, get more.
She was in Central Park.
Looks like we got ourselves an 800-acre crime scene. Rapist who leaves no DNA. Perfect crime.
There's no such thing.
You're telling me a rat ate the bull?
This is where the story gets tasty.
Now all we have to do is trap it.
4th and 2, the Chiefs have decided to go for the first down. They need the 4. Green to Holmes. And brought down. It's going to be very tight. He was hit by Payne, who is back in the game, and by Sharper, and there's a flag.
It's a motion penalty against Kansas City.
Illegal motion. 88, offense. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Now it'll be 4th and 7.
Remember last time when Gonzalez was in motion on the run? Watch Gonzalez come in. He makes a motion. See that foot? He took that jab step forward. Nice job from the side. And the NFL, all our officials are very, very aware of that. And they're enforcing it pretty severely. Now they're going to measure to see what the decision process is. If it's not a first down, they just decline it and don't have to risk giving up the 3 points.
Good point.
You know, and I talked about just take the points earlier. Well, the way they were pushing around the Texan defense, last week it was Carolina. And I got to think part of the thinking of Dick Vermeil this week is I'm going against the Houston Texans and my offensive line is dominating. I've got the physical advantage. It's the percentages get better when you're dominating, and they are short. So they'll take the ball, decline the penalty.
This is only the 2nd time in the last 64 red zone possessions that Kansas City does not score. That is an amazing statistic by our statistician, Pat McGrath.
Well, I'll tell you, the Texan defense did a nice job of playing that play on Kansas City's side of the ball.
So on downs, they hold them. That's a very impressive defensive stand.
That's one of the reasons I say take the points. You know, I know it's momentum, it's confidence in your line, it's confidence in your offense, but if you got 3 in front of you, put them on the board.
Jonathan Wells is the running back. He's on of Ohio State. It is a first down at the 4. Texans have all their timeouts, and Wells grabbed by Dalton and manhandled, going down just beyond the 5-yard line. We'll call it no gain, 2nd down and 10. Chiefs have 2 timeouts, and they take one. Now they've got 1.
Don't forget that matchup on the outside with McLeon and Johnson. They're going to go back to that.
Tuesday's hit drama is back and hotter than ever.
Have you been working out?
A mother kidnapped.
Oh, dear.
The only witness, her child.
What does she remember?
She's 8 and blind.
I hear lots of things other kids can't.
I want her listening to the live feed. Sounds like a train.
It's getting closer.
We have 2 hours left.
Let's go.
Don't miss NCIS season premiere, CBS Tuesday.
Coming up the next till halftime report, Greg Gumbel and Dan Marino with Shannon Sharp and Boomer Esiason. Scores and highlights around the NFL. Chiefs have 1 timeout. Texans have 3. 2nd down 10. After the Texans held the Chiefs deep in red zone territory. David Carr to Jonathan Wells. There was a terrific block on the wing by Wade. The tackle made by Warfield. It is a 1st down, gallop of 13 yards to the 17-yard line. The right tackle Wade had a nice block.
A nice block by Wade and an excellent call by Chris Palmer, the offensive coordinator.
Chiefs burn their final timeout.
CBS Wednesday. Brace yourself for a special episode of TV's most watched show, CSI.
This could be blood evidence. Body count's 5.
We can't look for reasons here.
You've got a problem. Only one?
CSI on a special night. Then,
Rapist who leaves no DNA. Perfect crime.
There's no such thing.
You're telling me a rat ate the bullet? This is where the story gets tasty.
Now all we have to do is trap it.
a special CSI followed by a new CSI New York Wednesday.
All right, Kansas City just burned their last time out of this half. It is 1st and 10. 3 receivers, including Jabbar Gaffney. The nickelback is in for Kansas City. That's Battles. And Wells gets by Allen. Well, McLeon was smacked on that play, run out of bounds by Wesley in the secondary. And it's close to a gain of 10. He's out to the 26-yard line.
It was a nice job by Corey Bradford on the outside wide receiver. Just matching up on the cornerback, McLeon. Getting him going backwards. And the defensive back's got nothing to do then. Then he's got to just hope for help coming from the inside. They're going to be very happy, Houston will be, of running the ball in this situation and losing the clock and hoping for a guess. If you get a guess or a vapor lock in the defensive backfield for Kansas City, they will still throw this ball down the field.
26-yard line, it is 2nd down and 2. And Carr to tight end Billy Miller out of USC, the converted wide receiver, who's now playing tight end, tackled by Wesley, gain of 15 yards up to the 41. Houston takes a timeout. They've got 2 left.
Gain of 15 yards with the pass play.
Well, tonight on 60 Minutes, what do you get when Mike Wallace takes on Bill O'Reilly? 2 Tigers in the same cage. Season premiere of 60 Minutes tonight on CBS.
So I like these last couple of drives for the Houston offense. Houston got much of those rushing yards in the first drive of this ball game when Carr threw that interception. You know, anytime you see that 3rd down conversion rate being the way it is, I think 1st down, they got so much away from their running game after that first drive. It's put them in really, really difficult positions on 3rd down. Heck, the first drive, I don't know if they had a 3rd down. They kept running it so well on 1st and 2nd down.
Nickel secondary, 1st down and 10. Texans at their own 41. 1:23 to play and a couple timeouts for David Carr. Gaffney is the 3rd receiver with Bradford and with Johnson. The blitz is on, the pass is away, bobbled by Miller. It's a fumble, rolling out of bounds. Houston's ball, 45-yard line. Barber was on the blitz, a gain of 4 on the play.
Now, this is exactly what Dom Capers' offensive football team is doing, and this is a big mistake. I mean, Barber was wide open coming after Carr on the backside, but the fumble obviously is a huge mistake by Miller, and the Texans dodged a serious bullet there, but they're being very methodical and very patient. That's kind of Dom Capers' MO. But he's got David Carr. He's got Andre Johnson. He's got Corey Bradford, who's a big play receiver. Jabbar Gaffney. These are guys that get down the field well. If you're on defense for Kansas City, don't think just short. They will go long on you.
Second down, long 6. Remember, under 2 minutes, you cannot fumble forward. So a timeout taken by the Texans. They've got 1 left. Chiefs are on a timeout with 66 seconds to play in the first half, and what has been a very interesting first half here in Kansas City. We'll get a group of the best action athletes and a gadget called a monster vert ramp. And you wind up with something that's a little bit nuts. It's the Gravity Games after football on CBS Sports Spectacular.
A monster vert ramp?
You heard me?
You know, a vert ramp is that horseshoe that the
skaters get on?
Yeah, they'll get on that. But now a monster one.
Look out.
Maybe that's a 30, 40-foot drop instead of just a mere 15, 20-foot drop.
It's a drop nonetheless. Well, anything surprising, Randy, as you canvass this first half here?
I think you're proud of the Kansas City defense if you're a Chiefs fan and what they've done against the run. That's very, very good. I think what you've been letting down on is the pass side of it, and I don't think they're done passing this half.
After the Houston timeout, second down, long 6. Carr is nailed, brought down by Scott Fujita. That's the first sack today by the Kansas City Chiefs, and the first sack of Fujita's season.
Last time it was Barber coming off the exact same spot. This time it's Scott Fujita. Barber didn't get there. Longer route down the field gave Scott Fujita that extra step or two he needed to get to David Carr.
Third down, 13, 37-yard line. Carr with Wells in the backfield. Down the middle he goes for Billy Miller. With the catch at the 41, he's got a first down. Tagged by Battle. It's a gain of 22 yards on 3rd and 13. 1 timeout remaining for the Houston Texans. And they take it right now.
You need to get about another 11 yards. Get about to the 30-yard line. This is the weapon against this defense that will open up the receivers down the field. That's the tight end in the middle of the field. Why? Because then the safeties have to keep coming in. The Wesleys and the Jerome Woods have to worry about the tight end. And if they have to worry about the tight end, that means they can't help outside to the corners as quickly, and that can be tough.
Okay, Chris Brown may get a shot for 3. And his longest is 55 yards. Now, he used to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and ironically enough, that 55-yard field goal, his career long, came in this stadium for Pittsburgh against Kansas City.
Heinz Field, the place where kickers go to die.
All right, inside the 42, it's a 1st and 10. Let's call it officially the 41. No timeouts remaining for the Texans. Carr chased and throws it away. He had Jared Allen breathing down his neck. He is a rookie 4th-round pick from Idaho State. He had hit, Carr had hit his last 6.
Well, you put it at a different disadvantage here too. Now you have no timeouts, Kevin. So you take away the middle of the field. You can't go to the middle of the field. I mean, you don't have any timeouts. You have 26 seconds left. If you go to the middle of the field, you have to do it real short, right around the 30-yard line. About where you see that line is, that's your target line, where it has to be snapped and where it has to be kicked from.
Second down and 10 for Carr. Hit, brought down. A whistle was blown. Flags are all over the field as Jared Allen got in there again.
The whistle was blown and the flag was thrown before the snap.
Prior to snap, false start, number 71. By rule, that penalty is disregarded. Personal foul. Throwing the quarterback down after the whistle. Number 55, that penalty will be accepted. 15 yards, first down.
Now, that is the 9th Kansas City penalty. The clock at 19 seconds. The ball will be marched off. 55 is Gary Stills, a Pro Bowler as a special teamer, but he plays on passing downs for the defense.
Well, so much can you get into field goal position. Now you better defend down the field into the end zone. Look at Gary Stills right there. Now he lets go at the very end, but I tell you what, it was the throwing down motion. It wasn't the letting go motion. As you heard the official say, it wasn't that he had a hold of the jersey, a hold of the head, a hold of the face mask. He was throwing down the quarterback.
So now the ball is at the 26 of the Chiefs. There's 19 seconds to play in the first half. 9th play of the drive. They took over at their 5. Carr with the block from Wells and chased by Fujita and throws. It's a pass which is caught by Andre Johnson, but he was out of bounds at the 22. Now remember, nothing can be reviewed unless it's upstairs inside 2 minutes as we proceed the final seconds of this first half.
Watch his feet. This is a snag. There's a catch and there's a snag. This is a Chris Carter kind of snag. Get it? 1. Couldn't tell from that angle if he dotted it before he got it. It looked like he did from this angle earlier.
1.
Got the hands.
Snag right there. Is he dragging or is it coming up? It's hard to tell.
I don't think so.
Hard to tell. 2nd down and 10, 26. There are 3 receivers and a tight end split. Play clock is down to 0, as you can see.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
That's key. That's important for a team trying to get in field goal range, and they mark it back 5.
Well, they're still in field goal range. That's going to take them down to the, 30-31.
The Texans have been penalized 4 times today, and 3 of those 4 penalties have been on the Houston offense. And here comes Chris Brown to try for 3 with 15 seconds to play in the first half. He has hit 7 consecutive field goals. He's hit 1 already today from 28 yards. Chad Stanley, the punter, will hold. It'll be a 49-yard try. His long this year, 37. No wind either way or sideways with which to speak. And the distance is there, as is the accuracy, and the Texans climb to within 1 with 10 seconds to play in the first half. A huge 3 points for the Texans.
And all set up by that penalty. What looked like initially to be some sort of motion or illegal procedure on the Texans ends up with that penalty on Still for throwing down David Carr. It puts Chris Brown in a position that he can drill that field goal.
You talked about this team eating solid foods. In other words, growing and becoming now a team with some swagger. They began that drive at their 5-yard line and worked down very confidently into field goal territory.
That's right. You see, Chris Brown was talking there to Joe Marciano, their special teams coach, and you go to Andre Johnson, Chris Brown, Marciano, the special teams coach, the gray-haired gentleman there, David Carr, Dominic Davis. These guys believe, Kevin, and we got a great feeling yesterday from talking to them. They aren't an expansion team anymore. They're 0-2, and they're legitimately disappointed at being 0-2. They looked at the schedule before the season started. They saw San Diego and they saw Detroit, and rightfully so. They said, we're better than them, and they should be disappointed losing to those 2 football teams. David Carr there, a lot longer hair than last year. He and his dad have decided until they win 2 games in a row, neither one of them's getting a haircut, and could be a while.
Randy, go back down here when the Chiefs had it on 4th and 2 instead of going for 3. They decided to go for it on 4th and 2, very counter to what they did against Carolina last week when they did go for 3 late in the first half. And after the field goal, a little chip shot by Brown. Inside the 25 is Dante Hall, and he's got a block, and he's off to the races. And finally tackled on the play by Jason Bell. 25-yard return, 5 seconds to play in the half, just shy of midfield.
Well, no timeouts for anybody here. I think what you need to do here, if you're going to throw it, is throw it into the end zone. But don't be terribly surprised if they hatch this one.
Now the kicker for the Chiefs is Lawrence Tynes, whose long field goal is 50 yards. So they got to get to the 35.
Well, look at the Houston defense where they're going. They're going into safe. Look at all the defenders. You've got guys from the 30-yard line in. You've got 5 or 6 of the Houston defenders just sort of saying, okay, fine, you can throw it in the end zone.
This is the ultimate prevent defense.
We'll get back there. We'll meet them there.
There'll be a three-man rush. So Green, as time expires, runs into his own blocker, and they bring him down. How about that? Kylie Wong sacks Trent Green with the odds firmly against it. He loses on the play, 7 yards. They only rushed really 2. Then Wong came up the middle when he found a crack, and he brings him down.
Nobody told the three-man rush they weren't supposed to sack the quarterback. That happens a lot, Kevin. You're thinking so much down the field, you forget about that pass rush coming up the field.
Let's go downstairs to Hall of Famer Marcus Allen.
Kevin, Coach, I'm down here. You just, instead of going for the 3 points, you went for it on 4th down. Did you feel like perhaps that if you didn't make it, you could stop and you get the ball back?
I felt that, yeah. Last week, I kicked a field goal, and I sort of drained my football team a little bit emotionally, so I wanted to give them the opportunity to go ahead and do that. We didn't get it done. You know, right now we're playing against 12 people.
Coach, you're playing extremely well, but the nine penalties are killing me.
Yeah, I mean, that's unbelievable. I look up at the replay, and I see the penalty that's called. It's absolutely ridiculous. Nothing I can do about it, except talk to the officials. It won't do any good.
Good luck second half. Back to Kevin.
Or talk to your team. Touchdown pass by Green to Gonzalez. Made it 7-0. 2 consecutive field goals by Brown of 28 and 49 yards. It brought the Texans back into it. Down by 1 at halftime. After this message, we'll take you to New York. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Survivor Thursday. There will be more twists in the first 15 minutes than in a whole season. Plus, 2 tribal councils.
No.
2 castaways voted off the island.
One person will win immunity.
And one thing.
Here's the twist.
Will shock everyone. Don't miss a new episode of Survivor, CBS Thursday.
When you're a doctor in a big hotel, there's nothing wilder than fight night.
My gun bleeding.
I'm not a dentist. A new episode of Dr. Vegas, Friday.
Dean Cain and Christopher Lloyd star in Clubhouse. Special premiere, CBS tonight.
The success of the Kansas City Chiefs has always depended on the commitment of each of its players. At Chevy, the same holds true. The proof is Suburban, Tahoe, and Trailblazer. Now get 0% APR financing or $5,500 total cash back on select 2004 Chevy SUVs with GMAC financing. Chevy, turn the key, start a revolution. See your Kansas City area Chevy dealer. Official vehicles of the Kansas City Chiefs.
You know, as much as I enjoy working these old cars, I don't like leaving money on the table. And if I can talk to an automotive specialist about saving me time and money on one of these, you can bet I'm going to. The same is true with your personal finances. If you want to make sure you're not leaving money on the table each and every month, call your financial specialist, National Mortgage Company. So give us a call.
National Mortgage Company, putting your dreams within your means.
I'm a Ford truck man.
It's the biggest event of the year.
It's Ford's Big Throwdown,
where you can save big on America's #1 selling SUVs.
You can't beat #1, brother.
Now get great throwdown savings on all Ford SUVs, including the best-selling Ford Explorer, the big and roomy Expedition, and the best-selling small SUV Ford Escape. Now get up to $5,500 cash back on Ford Explorer.
Yeah, I drive a Ford. I wouldn't drive anything else.
Get to Ford's Big Throwdown.
See your Midwest Ford dealer today.
SQ Jewelers. Our values are as good as gold.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Nextel helps groups get things done. Nextel, done.
And we're glad you've joined us. Welcome back to our New York studios. The Nextel Halftime Report. Greg Gumbel, along with Dan Marino, Shannon Sharp, Boomer Esiason. They have so much to tell you. Let's get underway, beginning with the Cleveland at New York game, Dan.
And Kurt Warner in his first half has looked pretty good. Here's a 47-yarder to Amon Toomer for 100, which Kurt Warner is 178 yards in the first half. Amon Toomer. Amani Toomer. But look at this right here. Tiki Barber run to the corner. The officials miss the face mask, and they called a touchdown, and it wasn't a touchdown, and they should have called the face mask. So they missed 2 calls on that particular play. And then Will Allen comes on the blitz. Jeff Garcia having a rough afternoon, gets sacked. Jeff Garcia only 7 for 14, 58 yards, and he's playing bad.
This tells you what a rough afternoon it is.
Bad.
89 total yards for the Cleveland Browns. The Giants lead it.
It's a Monty tumor, Danny.
At halftime. Houston at Kansas City, Boomer.
Yeah, how about this? David Carr, one of those young quarterbacks, got to learn not to make the crucial mistake on the road. Don't just float the ball up there so Eric Warfield can intercept it. Throw it away, son. And then 2nd and 1. Here comes Priest Holmes. Everybody thought he wasn't going to be able to play, but look at this. Churning with those legs. That ankle looks fine to me. 3rd and 10. Let's find Tony Gonzalez, who saw it on the pregame show. Throws to Tony. Touchdown. That's exactly what Trent Green did right there. David Carr comes back. Nice throw this time over the outside shoulder. And watch Andre Johnson adjust to make a nice catch between 2 defenders. I'll tell you what, if you're Kansas City, you have to be worried right here. Only up by a point at halftime, not very good.
Their own worst enemy. 9 penalties for 85 yards the Chiefs have been guilty of today. They're lucky they have the lead by 1, 7-6. Jacksonville at Tennessee, Shannon.
Yeah, Steve McNair was 12 of 17 for 94 yards at the half, but this was not one of his completions. Rasheed Mathis picks it off, takes it the other way, 10-yard return. He's down, sets Jacksonville up in good field position, but they don't do anything with it. And here's McNair on the screen pass to Chris Brown. Running, picks up 15 yards. Then out there, kicks a field goal, 6-0 at the half.
Jacksonville's defense magnificent, but the offense has been stagnant. Byron Leftwich just 6 out of 9 for 39 yards, and Steve McNair running roughshod with 12 out of 18 at 6-0 Tennessee. Boomer, Baltimore, and the Bengals.
Well, how about Kyle Buller? If you can't throw it, you might as well run it, and that's what he exactly does right here. 7-yard touchdown run. Ravens lead 10-0 from this point. He's not Michael Vick, that's right. And you'll see why he's not Michael Vick. Just stand in there and throw the football. Don't get nervous and start running, but he decides to. And fumble right before he gets into the end zone. Recovered by the Bengals, and you can see right here is clearly outside of the end zone, and the Bengals recover for a touchback. Then this is the way you play quarterback. Set your feet, look down the field, throw the football. Randy Himes catches this for a 38-yard touchdown pass. Really, the story of this game is Jamal Lewis. I'm telling you, he is running right through the Bengals, 17-3. Carson Palmer leads the Bengals back to a field goal right before the half.
How about Jamal Lewis's contributions? 9 carries, 72 yards, and it's a 17-3 Baltimore lead at halftime. Philadelphia and Detroit are at halftime, and Donovan McNabb is having himself a day. 17 of 23 for 211 yards, 2 touchdowns passing, and 1 rushing.
MVP.
The Eagles winning the battle of the unbeaten 21-7.
MVP.
Chicago at Minnesota at halftime. The Vikings lead at 10-6. Randy Moss has a touchdown catch. 8 straight games now. He's caught a touchdown pass. Dante Culpepper has thrown for 162 yards. Arizona at Atlanta. And with 22 seconds left in the first half, they're just tearing up the scoreboard. The Falcons lead it by a score of 6-0. Cardinals have lost their last 14 in a row on the board. And Emmitt Smith losing the rushing battle here. 7 carries, just 18 yards. New Orleans is at St. Louis, and at halftime, it's the Saints by a field goal at 13-10. Chet Bulger having himself a pretty good day throwing the football, or Matt Bulger, 14 of 21.
Mark.
Mark.
Okay.
Somebody Bulger, 186 yards throwing. I think now's a good time to take a timeout and say we'll go back to Kansas City and the Meadowlands for more second half action in just a moment.
Amon, Mark, Chet.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Nextel helps groups get things done. Nextel, done.
CBS Wednesday. Brace yourself for a special episode of TV's most watched show, CSI.
This could be blood evidence. Body count's 5.
We can't look for reasons here.
You've got a problem. Only one?
CSI on a special night. Then,
rapist who leaves no DNA. Perfect crime.
There's no such thing.
You're telling me a rat ate the bullet?
This is where the story gets tasty.
Now all we have to do is trap it.
a special CSI followed by a new CSI New York Wednesday.
We're in the first round here at the United Way Draft. Let's look at how some previous first-rounders have impacted their communities.
Tony Gonzalez, drafted by the Soup Kitchen in Kansas City.
The great Peyton Manning, drafted by the Arts and Crafts Club in Indianapolis.
And, of course, Chris Samuels, drafted by the Reading Program in Washington, D.C. These guys have left quite a legacy. Good thing the experts are calling this year's class one of the strongest volunteer crops ever.
Get involved in your community. It's what matters.
No, I'm sorry, Eli. Kurt said it's your wardrobe.
What the heck's wrong with my wardrobe?
Nothing if you're going to an Ole Miss frat party.
You're giving me fashion advice? I'd rather wear that jacket than some of your get-ups.
Hey, man, I'm just here to help.
Yeah, that's what they tell me.
Earlier on the NFL Today.
John Gruden, I know you have a lot of loyalty to Brad Johnson. He won your Super Bowl, but the time is now to start Chris Sims.
All of a sudden, we lose 2 in a row. I'm a dumb coach, and my players can't play.
It goes all the way to the top. It goes to Carl Peterson for putting that mess out on the field and paying it or overpaying it for their reputation.
You got to challenge this segment. It was derivative, ridiculous.
Coach, you can't challenge a TV segment, all right? The NFL Today, Sundays at noon. CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Sponsored by Nextel Nationwide Walkie-Talkie.
The Chiefs lead on a touchdown pass. Green to Gonzalez, 7-6 over the Houston Texans. Well, at halftime, the Chiefs honored the late Kansas City running back Joe Delaney. You see his jersey and his name in the Ring of Honor. The NFL on CBS will continue after this word from your local CBS station.
Tuesday's hit drama is back. NCIS season premiere, CBS Tuesday.
At the model year-end clearance, things are moving fast. Come in now to get huge deals on the best selection of the remaining 2004 Dodges. Grab the tough Dodge Ram 1500 Quad Cab with 0% financing plus $2,500 in bonus cash for a total savings of up to $8,100. Or grab huge cash allowances on the rugged Dakota or the roomy Durango, plus our 770 powertrain limited warranty. So hurry in for the best selection of 04s during the Dodge model year-end clearance.
More service, more selection, more savings. At Nebraska Furniture Mart, we shop the competition and guarantee the lowest price. It's simple. We'll beat any price, any day. Experience the latest TVs and complete home entertainment systems. Shop more than 75 big-name big screens on display. Plus, right now, get 12-month no-interest financing on all JVC projection TVs. That's a whole year, no interest on the latest JVC technology, like this new 52-inch rear projection TV. More service, more selection, more savings. It's all at Nebraska Furniture Mart.
Who are you?
I'm a 0. You know, 0% rate for 72 months.
Why are you in a cage?
Oh, I'm a locked-in rate.
From September 28th through the 30th, you've got 72 hours to get locked into 0% financing for 72 months for qualified buyers. That's 0% interest for 6 whole years. It's a great way to lower your payments on every 2004 Chevy, but hurry. The 72-hour sale ends September 30th.
Shouldn't there be a percentage sign?
He's on break.
Oh, Ben. Wow. You know that you went over your macaroni minutes this month? So those overage charges come to $49.
Now there's a better way to buy wireless. The Sprint PCS Fair and Flexible plan adjusts every month so you can save up to $300 a year.
No guesswork, no overage penalties.
Good. Sprint PCS. See how much you can save.
Geyer Fence. We're in it for the long run.
With Randy Cross, Kevin Harlan, both teams in the red zone, both teams failing to score in the red zone.
Coach Vermeil went to halftime after talking to Marcus there, complaining about the officials. I personally think that's out of bounds. You know, the officials didn't fail to cover Andre Johnson's. The officials didn't give that drive up to the Texans. The officials aren't having the problems on offense and on defense at times. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. They're creating a lot of their problems, not the officials.
And the kickoff to begin our second half from Kansas City. Dante Hall near the 8-yard line for the Chiefs. And he finds a gap on the run and brought down by Fagan. At about the Texan 48, a 45-yard return.
And no flags.
Moments ago, Marcus Allen caught up with Texans head coach Dom Capers.
Coach Capers, it's a close game. You guys really haven't played as well as you want to, and David's taken a lot of hits back there. What are you going to do to rectify the situation?
Well, Marcus, I think we withstood the initial surge here. They went right down the field and scored on us, and we took our initial drive down the field and threw the interception. But since that time, we've been able to hang in there. It's a 7-6 game. It's anybody's football game. It's going to go to whoever makes the plays in the second half.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck second half.
Best beginning Chiefs field position, 48, 1st and 10. Priest holds. Brought down by the rookie Glenn Earl. Gain of 6 to the 42 as we take a look at some of the numbers through the first 30 minutes of football in Kansas City.
And fantasy has become such a great big part of the NFL these days, with literally millions of people playing around the league, and no better example than Holmes right there. We haven't seen much out of Dominic Davis, but Priest Holmes has been a factor, as has Andre Johnson, and Tony Gonzalez has been gigantic for this offense for Kansas City.
Horn is in for Hall. A run by Holmes on 2nd down and 4 from the 42, and lunges to the 40, and he'll still be shy of a first down by a couple yards.
So, you know, Kansas City starts this first possession of the second half in a very, for them, conventional formation. That's one of the things that Dom Capers' staff, led by Vic Fangio, his defensive coordinator, are challenged with their players, is how many different looks, how many different motions, how many different formations this offense can give you. I personally think this offense is better off when it's doing 87 different things and giving them all those different looks instead of just being in a classic regular formation.
Timeout taken by Green. He saw something he didn't like in his own offense's rotation, how they set up. He's looking at Gonzalez as he walks away with just a little over a minute gone in the third.
Ding! You are now free to dip your toes in the ocean.
Ding!
Ding!
You are now free to see an old friend. To forget what traffic sounds like.
Free to find your favorite state flower. Ding! Ding!
That ding is just cracking me up.
You are now free to get a low fare, even at the last minute.
Ding!
Ding!
You are now free to follow your favorite team.
Ding!
Ding!
You're now free to enjoy low fares coast to coast.
With frequent nonstops to 59 cities.
You are now free to move about the country.
Ladies and gentlemen, please buckle your safety belts and return your seat backs and tray tables to their full upright and locked position. We know you have a choice when you fly, so thank you for flying Freestyle Air.
You're about to experience some turbulence. The All-Star Dunk Contest, only in NBA Live 2005. Rated E for everyone. EA Sports. It's in the game.
One of the reasons we play so well on the road is because we have a team out.
And then what happened?
John Elway drove 98 yards.
She definitely cares about what we eat. Ooh, Miss McNabb, Miss McNabb.
Al, keep driving.
Oh, come on. For away games, she loves giving us Campbell's Chunky Soup in microwavable bowls. She makes the road feel like home.
Let me hear your battle cry.
Campbell's Chunky. It fills you up right.
First, Arkansas heads to the swamp to tackle Florida. Then the defending national champs, LSU, battle third-ranked Georgia. Next Saturday on CBS.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Priest Holmes 5 yards away from becoming the Chiefs' all-time leading rusher after the Kansas City timeout. 3rd and 2 from the Houston 40. Hall is in and on the move. And it goes to Dante Hall, bobbles it, reels it in, and is hit by Coleman and by Robinson, and is close to a first down.
He's got it.
Picks up 3 on 3rd and 2. First down.
They're going to mark him at that spot he was making all those catches. They're going to put the ball down at the spot of the most opportunities to get that first down, but it's going to be a first down.
Hall is playing because of the injury to Eddie Kennison, who has a hamstring injury that he suffered last week. And there's Dante. They had to bring up someone from the practice squad, Chris Horn.
Well, it goes back to the preseason, too. Mark Boerichter.
Yes.
Who they were looking at rebound like he played like 2 years ago. He gets hurt with the ACL. But Dante Hall was going to be a bigger part of this offense. Now suddenly, he's a really big part of this offense.
Yes. Johnny Morton has not caught a pass today. First down and 10, 37-yard line. Green. And winding long. And it's caught by Johnny Morton. First catch today. Spinning to the 20-yard line. Brought down by Robinson. Pickup of 17 yards.
That was a pretty job by the offensive line, forming a perfect pocket for Trent Green. And you talk about driving off a defensive back. You hear that term quite often, or a receiver drives them off. Johnny Morton did exactly that, putting that pattern right into the feet of the rookie Dante Robinson, driving him off and then turning and catching that ball.
It's set up by a 45-yard kick return by Priest Holmes, or rather by Dante Hall. Here comes Priest Holmes. He's knocked out of bounds by Kylie Wong. No gain on the play.
Well, he's crawling up on that record. A career rushing record, getting Christian Okoye, who's on the Ring of Honor here in the stadium in Kansas City, and some great tradition here in Kansas City for running back. So going all the way back to Christian Okoye. I mean, my favorite, though he went to SC, no offense to Marcus, but my favorite Kansas City running back was Mike Garrett back in the old days of Hank Stram and his matriculating down the field.
Yes. Second down and 10 from the 19, and Green. Good blocking by Wellborn. Pass is caught by Chris Horn. They'll be close to a first down. Played some in the regular season last year. Was on the practice squad at the end of last season. The practice squad this year called up during the week because of the Kennison injury.
Hey, Trent Green had a nice thing to say about Chris Horn, and for a player like Chris Horn, it's a very nice compliment. He says, you know, Chris isn't flashy. He's just where he's supposed to be every single time. Perfect example. Right over that defensive back. Trent Green put it in the only spot Chris Horn could be.
First and goal about the 9-yard line. Priest Holmes. And diving ahead, tackled by Kylie Wong near the 6-yard line. Gain of 3. He's about a yard away from tying it.
Well, I would imagine Dick Vermeil is one of the senior coaches in this league. Had a little bit of a fiery repertoire going down there in the locker room at halftime. He may have left the field a little bit perturbed at the officials, but I think he probably vented a lot of that at the execution of his football team and what they have and have not been doing, and they've come out with their backsides on fire a little bit in this opening drive.
Blaylock is in. It is second down goal at the 6. Horn had just caught his first career pass in the game, and there's the catch for his first career touchdown. He beat the rookie Robinson.
There's an example of Chris Horn being where he's supposed to be, when he's supposed to be there, and Trent Green finding him.
Extra point by Lawrence Tynes as Trent Green has thrown his second touchdown pass today. And what about Chris Horn? He's played in the Arena Football League, the Indoor Football League, the NFL Europe League, and now in the NFL. He's been all over the map.
Who are you? I'm at 0. You know, 0% rate for 72 months.
Why are you in the cage?
Oh, I'm a locked-in rate.
Shouldn't there be a percentage sign in there?
He's on break.
The unprecedented GM 72-hour sale is here. That's 72 months of locked-in 0% financing on any 2004 Chevy, Pontiac, Buick, and GMC. Hurry, you only have 72 hours. Sale starts September 28th.
The amazing 4 for All pizza from Pizza Hut. 4 different pizzas topped just the way you like them for only $11.99. And for just $1 more, get your choice of piping hot breadsticks, an ice-cold 2-liter Pepsi, or freshly baked cinnamon sticks. For $1 more, you get more. Gather around the good stuff.
What can a hula hoop teach us about managing your portfolio? Well-timed adjustments keep things working for you. Talk to one of our financial advisors. Together we can achieve uncommon results. Wachovia Securities.
Cold hard fact. Other beers are shipped warm in rail cars. Coors Light rail cars are always cold insulated. Why? Because we know you love cold beer. Rocky Mountain Cold, Coors Light.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 39. IBM, making on-demand business a reality for companies around the world. And by Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL and Super Bowl 39.
Touchdown pass moments ago. Green to Horn. There you see Dante Hall, whose 45-yard kick return and big catch on 3rd down lead the way for the Chiefs, extending their lead in the ensuing kickoff. J.J. Moses, a one-time Hall understudy here in Kansas City from the 5. And he works his way near the 32-yard line. All kinds of traffic out there. Gary Stills among many Chiefs, and a 25-yard return to the 31-yard line.
I talked about Chris Horn being in the right place at the right time. There he is. Watch him come in motion and just find his spot over the ball. Trent Green reads right, goes middle, right over the ball. It's where that touchdown was scored. Perfect position with his body on the defensive back by Chris Horn. And a little celebration there with Jason Dunn for a quick thank you.
So, first, second half possession for Carr with 3 receivers and Davis in the backfield. 31, 1st and 10. Carr to the air, and he's got Andre Johnson, who drops the ball. Incomplete. Would have been good for a 1st down. Coverage by Woods. Well, that drive by the Chiefs began at the Texan 48. Horn getting it from Green with his 2nd touchdown pass of the day, as you see stat tracks atop your screen.
And after the first 2 games, this first drive of the second half has been huge for the Texans too. I mean, both times they've gotten the ball first possession of the second half, they've had turnovers coming into this game.
He's 43 for the Chiefs defensively. 2nd down and 10. It's Bradford on the move. And Davis with the call. He is devoured inside. John Browning allowing only a yard gain. It'll be 3rd down when we come back from New York, where we join Greg Gumbel in our NFL Today studios.
All right, Kevin, and we'll take you off to Tennessee, where Byron Leftwich finds George Reister for 7 yards and a touchdown. Jacksonville in every game, looking to go 3-0. They lead Tennessee by 1, 7-6. Back to you guys.
Hey, Greg, Leftwich has now got a touchdown pass in 8 consecutive games. Not bad here. 3rd and 9 from the 32 for David Carr. Here comes Stills. There goes the pocket, and down goes Carr. The 2nd sack today by the Chiefs. Jared Allen, the rookie from Idaho State.
For a second there, I thought you were going to say Frazier. Jared Allen came from defensive right end, coming from right up here at the top of the screen. Watch the move he makes on Seth Wan, the left tackle. Push through the shoulder and then underneath. When David Carr goes to move, the offensive tackle has no idea where he is, and it's easy for the end to come off underneath.
There's Dante Hall with a Stanley punt. Fair caught and about the 31-yard line. 40-yard punt. Jared Allen, who has made an imprint on that defensive line. 9:44 to play in the 3rd.
What is it? Cubism. But what is it? It reminds me of us. See this up here? Supply chain. Over here, management. Down here, distribution. Purchasing, payroll. I feel tension. Conflict. Pain. Different systems, different types of data, and yet they all work together.
It looks like a horse to me.
When everything works together, that's on-demand business from IBM.
So, what's the weekend hold in store for you? Ask your doctor if a free sample of prescription Cialis is right for you. Cialis. Are you ready?
Riblets. Applebee's has riblets. All that you can eat now, riblets.
Hurry into Applebee's, because even though the riblets never end, this offer does.
Yeah.
Who are you? I'm at 0. You know, 0% rate for 72 months.
Why are you in the cage?
Oh, I'm a locked-in rate.
Shouldn't there be a percentage sign in there?
He's on break.
The unprecedented GM 72-hour sale is here. That's 72 months of locked-in 0% financing on any 2004 Chevy, Pontiac, Buick, and GMC. Hurry, you only have 72 hours. Sale starts September 28th.
Access NFL.com for live scores and stats. And after the games, AOL members get exclusive NFL.com features only on AOL.
She's blind.
What does she remember?
I hear lots of things other kids can't.
Sounds like a train.
NCIS season premiere, CBS Tuesday.
With Randy Cross and Hall of Famer Marcus Allen, Kevin Harlan. A punt moments ago by the Texans. Chiefs have it 1st and 10, 31-yard line. Trent Green has thrown 2 touchdown passes as he empties the backfield here. Dante Hall covered on the play by Foreman out near the 39-yard line. Picks up 8 yards, a quick hitter. Tuesday on the season premiere of NCIS. A mother is kidnapped and the only witness is her blind daughter. Mark Harmon stars in NCIS. That's Tuesday at 8, 7 Central on America's most watched network, CBS. 2nd down, 2 to go. And it's Priest Holmes, and he has the record. He has become the Chiefs' all-time leading rusher with a plunge of 7 yards to the 46-yard line. Passing the Nigerian nightmare, Christian Okoye. 1st and 10 from the 46. Holmes is from San Antonio. And outside, Dante Hall. Well, they keep working on that corner. This time they're working on Aaron Glenn. Another quick hitter to the 46-yard line. And a pickup of 7 as we pick up Craig Gumbel from our studios in New York.
All right, Kevin, the Browns trying to crawl a little closer to the Giants, but an 11-play drive goes to waste. Jeff Garcia fumbles at the 5-yard line. Michael Strahan recovers. Giants with a 10-0 lead late in the 3rd quarter, Kevin.
Hey, Greg, remember last week the Giants forced 7 turnovers against the Redskins in their 6-point win. 2nd down and 2, Holmes again. Seth Payne in the middle of that defensive line, bringing him down about the 45. Close to a 1st down.
Priest Holmes up the carry. It was tackled by Seth Payne.
Well, there you see Priest Holmes, who just passed Christian Okoye, who passed Ed Podolak, and of course Abner Haynes back to the Dallas Texans days. And there you see Marcus Allen, who is in the NFL Hall of Fame, and I would gather, yeah, there we are. I would gather it is a matter of time before he is in the Chiefs Hall of Fame. And they got the 1st down to the Chiefs at the Houston 44. Blaylock comes in for Holmes.
And this is Kansas City doing the same thing they did last drive. Just a little bit different wrinkle in imagination by Al Saunders, their coordinator, feeding the ball early to Dante Hall.
Blaylock out of the backfield, and Green wants to go airborne. Hit as he throws, pumped by Tony Gonzalez, grabbed by Aaron Glenn at the 19-yard line. A 25-yard pickup, another Chiefs 1st down. They'll mark him inside the 19.
Keep saying that the one thing you can't let Tony Gonzalez do is get off clean. Watch how clean he gets off working against the rookie Belbin. I mean, he just gets right off Jason Babin, 93, and Tony Gonzalez gets free up the field right there in that seam area.
Great numbers for Gonzalez today after the 25-yard pickup. 1st and 10, 19 of the Houston Texans. Gonzalez again. Losing his helmet is Earl from the secondary. The safety, it's a gain of 1. Tackle made at the 18-yard line.
But you really have to do this if you're Al Saunders, is you have to go to sort of bag B of your bag of tricks. When your receivers are hurt, you know, no Eddie Kennison out with the hamstring. Early on, you ran a reverse to Johnny Morton. You've gotten 1 pass to Johnny Morton, but it's really been about using Dante Hall in some different ways, using Priest Holmes as a runner, and really using Tony Gonzalez, top of the screen, now at wide receiver.
Red zone numbers, 2nd down 9. Green is at 9 consecutive passes. Priest Holmes. Kylie Wong with the tackle at about the 15, gain of 3.
And what I really like about what they're doing offensively is, you know how much stress this puts on a defense? when you've got a tool like Tony Gonzalez and you've got Dante Hall, you know you've got a running back like Priest Holmes. And don't forget the most basic part of this football team, the best offensive line in the NFL. This Chiefs line as a group last year was the best. And I think with John Wilborn easing in more and more comfortable at that right tackle position, not only will they still be the best, they'll be much more physical.
So it is 3rd down and 7. And Green, look at the time. And the throw caught by Johnny Morton. Slicing his way near the goal line. Down at the 1. Tackled by Sharper. 15-yard gain. 1st and goal for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, you mentioned that time, and that offensive line absolutely stones the Texans up front. Johnny Morton using a little bit of that, that martial arts he's got. He's trying to get the ball over, never really crawls the ball over, and the knee goes down. They spot it where the knee was. That's a great look.
Chris Bulber is a tackle eligible. So one of 3 basic tight ends on that line. It's Holmes in the backfield, 1st and goal. Brought down beautifully on that line by Junior Ioane. Loss of a yard. 2nd down and goal.
For those of you that might be wondering, you can back into being 2nd place again here all time if you lose some more yards. If you're Priest Holmes, you're going to get a chance to keep going. But that was a negative run and a perfect form tackle. Ioane coming in from the inside.
Look at this, Randy.
What a difference.
2nd half. Green's been hot. Holmes remains. 2nd down and goal.
The offense has been bouncing.
From the 2 with Richardson on the move. Green looking for his 3rd touchdown. Intercepted, picked off by Marcus Coleman with only Green to beat. And there he goes, Marcus Coleman. Looking for his 3rd career touchdown as Priest Holmes tries to get him from behind. And he is in for the touchdown. 102 yards. Unbelievable. Marcus Coleman is changing positions from cornerback to free safety.
Well, he caught it and ran like he was a cornerback, Kevin, trying to get the ball coming out of the backfield, trying to get the ball there to Tony Gonzalez up in the tight end position. Marcus Coleman never took his eyes off Tony Gonzalez, never took his eyes off Trent Green, and vice versa. He watched the quarterback. Quarterback was going to Tony Gonzalez. You got a guy that used to play corner. He's used to reading like that.
They're going to go for 2 with David Carr and Wells in the backfield. And Wells, a block from Juan, trying for 2. And they say he is in. He got the 2-point right over the pylon. And shockingly, stunningly, this game is tied at 14.
Remember, that goal line extends to infinity. Get it over there, doesn't matter, it's out of bounds.
Down on the ground!
One team.
Let's go police the world.
One chance.
3 more cities have fallen.
To save the world.
Let's do it.
On October 15th, from the creators of South Park.
You lose.
Team America, World Police.
Head back to the base for debriefing and cocktails.
Only in theaters October 15th.
The last of the 04s are moving out, one by one. It's Chevy's model year-end event, where you can get the Silverado half-ton crew cab with more standard towing capacity than Ford F-150 Super Crew and Dodge Ram 1500 Quad Cab. Now get $4,500 total cash back on a 2004 Silverado half-ton crew cab. So get here soon. In fact, right now would be good. See your local Chevy dealer.
The passage is intense, but if you complete the journey, you will find your destiny among the world's greatest warriors. The
proud, the Marines.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the United States Marine Corps, the few, the proud, the Marines, and by Paramount Pictures' Team America World Police. Starts Friday, October 15th. This film is not yet rated.
Back in Arrowhead, Marcus Coleman, the ex-Jet, returning an interception, 102 yards. Longest play in this young franchise's history. The 2-point on the run by Jonathan Wells ties the game. The ensuing kickoff, and Chris Brown will drive Hall 3 yards deep. He'll bring it out. Dante Hall, who returned a kick against the Texans a year ago, brought down by Fagans, and also hit on the play by Ioane. 35-yard return with the timeout.
Despite genetic similarities, siblings often harbor tension between each other. This can result in provocation against the older counterpart. But these are merely attempts to discover his place in the family. Cobalt, the new commotion coming to the Chevy family.
Leon, what's the matter? You hurt? I think so, Coach. That last play, I think I hurt my psyche.
Your psyche?
Yeah, when I dropped the ball and all the fans booed, it hurt my feelings pretty bad. It's gonna be difficult for me to get back out there again today. Leon just might need a little, Leon time to kind of sort some things out.
Leon time?
Yeah.
Well, maybe a nice cup of herbal tea would make you feel better.
Herbal tea? Maybe, Coach.
So should I get him the tea?
Honey, we're gonna be late.
Coming.
Where's my fedora?
In the closet next to the loafers.
What about my air horn?
In the fourth drawer down in the dresser.
Let's go. Here, let's do this.
For the best view of the game, get an LG TV. Right now, buy any LG television, audio, or video product and pay absolutely nothing for 18 months. LG, a world leader in flat panel television. Life's good.
I'd want them investigating my murder.
CBS Wednesday at 9, 8 Central. Brace yourself for a special episode of TV's most watched show, CSI.
This could be blood evidence.
Body count's 5.
You can't look for reasons here.
Paper or plastic?
You've got a problem.
Only one?
CSI on a special night, CBS Wednesday.
That's a taste of our day here in Kansas City. As you take a look at Troy Evans, who was on that special teams kickoff return and coverage of Dante Hall getting off under his own power.
Hey, Kevin, Priest Holmes did such a wonderful job of running down, or trying to run down, Coleman on that interception return. I mean, he almost had him, almost stripped Coleman of the ball. And right now, he's not on the field. You know, the reason I bring that point up, Coleman's on the field, but Priest Holmes on the sideline. Remember, he came into the game with the dinged up ankle and the dinged up knee and was playing hurt.
So after the return by Hall to the 33, they got Blaylock in the backfield. It's first down and 10. We've basically seen a 14-point swing, which we'll go over in a second, with Green throwing it outside for Tony Gonzalez. Gets by Robinson, and then he's tackled by Sharper and Foreman. Kansas City was going to go in for 6, and they gave up 6 the other way.
Well, here's Gonzalez. Take a look inside. That's where Coleman's going to be coming from. And watch Coleman when you see 42. There he is, right there on the left side of the screen. Watch him look at Gonzalez the whole way, and as soon as he sees Gonzalez start to turn, he looks back at the quarterback, and here comes the ball.
And Priest Holmes catching up with Coleman, but too late. Holmes is back in the game here. Second down 3 from the Kansas City 40. Holmes, drilled by Foreman. Nailed for a loss of 3 back to the 37. Foreman's a leading tackler.
You know, here's Priest Holmes. You talk about a guy, you know, an all-pro, a pro bowler, leading rusher in Chiefs history, and, you know, not everybody has to do that. if you had to pick one guy off that offense you'd expect to be trying to do that, it'd probably be Priest Holmes.
It's 3rd down and 6. Watch for Dante Hall because he's now just off the tackle. He's had a couple catches on 3rd down today. Green, pressure comes, and so Green's got to work somewhere else, and he looks down the sideline for Morton. Flags are thrown. Fagans knocked it away, and we see penalty flags back where Green was hit and back where the receiver Morton was hit. So some yellow on the field.
Well, DeMarcus Fagans had the right hand wrapped on the receiver.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding, number 77 of the offense. Pass interference. Number 38 of the defense. The penalties will offset. Still 3rd down.
Now here's the interference. Watch Fagans. Watch his arms. The right arm is on the receiver. He's reaching around with the other side. Yes, it was some contact, but it wasn't like he's ripping his shirt off.
It'll be 3rd down, short 6. Another defensive back, Kenny Wright, has been brought in for the Texans. They got 6 back there right now. Also Simmons. Empty backfield. 4 receivers deployed. It's 3rd and 6. They got to get to the 43. Green, caught by Johnny Morton, has the 1st down. Brought down by Fagans at the 50-yard line. Make it the 49. Gain of 13 yards.
What's that term? What was I saying before I was so rudely interrupted? Outside guy right here working underneath is Johnny Morton, and this is just what the Chiefs were doing on that last drive. So there's not much interruption, not much of a hiccup in their offense. What they have to do is keep doing what they were doing and then finish things off. You just see the numbers for the receivers. I mean, Trent Green has got it going on.
1st and 10, 49, Priest Holmes. Brought down by Foreman. Gain of 5 to the 44. Let's go to New York in our studios with Greg Gumbel.
All right, guys, Cleveland and the New York Giants. Kurt Warner, how's he doing as the Giant quarterback? 1 yard around the right side to extend the Giants' lead to 17-0. Cleveland, however, threatening in the final moments of the 3rd quarter. Back to you.
Giants trying to get to 2-1. They trail the 2-0 Philadelphia Eagles.
That was the same thing we had in the 2-point conversion.
Yes.
The ball did not land out of bounds. Once the ball crosses that goal line out of bounds, it's a touchdown.
2nd and 5, 44. End around to Hall, who's had a lot of carries today. He gets tackled on the play at about the 49-yard line by Sharper. Coleman was chasing him, a loss of 4.
This is kind of like a pickup truck chasing a Lamborghini. And granted, Sharper can change directions with the best of the pickup trucks, but you know, you just grab that little tire and you don't let go because you don't know where Dante Hall's going to end up.
Coleman is down. He's the one who just returned the interception from the end zone, 102 yards the other way, and got a touchdown for the Houston Texans. Let's see what happens on this here.
Not much to see there. That's of course it never really takes much in this game. We've learned that if you learned anything watching the NFL, what you see on video is not always the problem that actually ends up happening. That's why it's always so bad to speculate on what might be wrong with guys. Might have just missed a tackle and been winded from running 102 yards and going back in the game too.
Could be, yeah. That was a terrific run. Interception and return by 9-year veteran Marcus Coleman.
Well, so far today, and I'm sure Dom Capers' staff knows this, but Kansas City has passed on all 8 third down situations today. 3rd and whatever, hasn't mattered.
So Simmons comes in, and Marlon McCree will come in as well in the secondary in place of the injured Coleman. It is 3rd and 9. The Chiefs have got to get to the Texan 39. Green is 12 of his last 13 throwing. From the 48. Blaylock is one of 5 Kansas City receivers. And Green batted down in his face. Robert Smith, the big-time free agent signed by the Texans from the Titans. And the Chiefs have got a punt.
Well, there's the best cure for a quarterback who's got the sink working with his receivers. Get up and block the throwing lane, and you want to get up there and block it with your arms, and he throws it into your chest.
Chiefs, the punter back there is Baker. The Texans, the only team last season that did not fumble on a kickoff or a punt return in the NFL. Back at the 10 is J.J. Moses.
There you go.
Horrible punt by Baker, who was cut in preseason. But gets a pretty decent roll down to about the 11-yard line. And a 38-yard punt with no yellow on the field. Tonight on CBS, catch the special premiere of Clubhouse, a new drama that takes you inside the big leagues. Don't miss one of the season's freshest new shows. Clubhouse, special premiere tonight, 8/7 Central on CBS. With Randy Cross, Hall of Famer Marcus Allen. This is Kevin Harlan. We're at Arrowhead with 13 seconds to play in the third.
Still got Superman playing baseball, huh?
Dean Cain.
Bet he hits it a long way, even Yankee Stadium.
That's right. So from the 11-yard line. First down and 10 for David Carr. Jonathan Wells in the backfield. Here comes Sims. Carr throws it at the feet of Wells, who is there, an eligible receiver.
Relax.
There is no penalty flag on the play. It'll be second down and 10 for the 6th overall pick 2 years ago. Sims out of North Carolina.
Okay, here's Wells. Watch him the whole way. I mean, it wasn't a pretty pass, and he was going to be sacked. But he got it off nonetheless, and it was near his receiver. Unlike that last time, remember, he didn't get it to the line of scrimmage. That was at his receiver's feet.
Battle is in as a nickel back for the Chiefs defense, second down and 10. Gaffney is the third receiver with Johnson, now with Bradford. From the 11. Carr dumps it off Wells, and he's decked by Barber. No catch, incomplete. At the 13. 3 seconds to play in the third.
That's one thing this Kansas City defense has done, Kevin, is come after David Carr. They have made no bones about it. And you know what? They've done an awful lot of it just with their front four. We've seen Fujita get to him on a sack. We've seen Barber get close. But that defensive line has done a nice job.
They got to get to the 21. Carr has missed his last 5. 3rd and 10 from the 11. And Carr throws, and it's a diving catch by Bradford. He's close to a first down, rolling at the 20. It's a gain of 9 on 3rd and 10.
It's fourth down.
That's his first reception of the game, which takes us to the end of the third quarter with Bradford down. Houston tied the game on a 2-point conversion after a 102-yard interception return by Marcus Coleman. We go to the 4th time. Now this word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Can this man steal your money? He can if he can get you on the phone. The greatest con of our time on the season premiere of 60 Minutes tonight.
Tuesday's hit drama is back. NCIS season premiere, CBS Tuesday.
It's the perfect sports activity vehicle for whatever sport you're into. The versatile BMW X3. After one drive, it's the easiest decision you'll ever make.
And pick it, and dip it, and pop it. Oh yeah, that's good. And pick it, and dip it, and pop it. Switch it up, and pick it, and dip it, and pop it. Feel the burn, people, and pick it, and dip it.
What the? Never-ending popcorn shrimp at IHOP.
Get ready for never-ending popcorn shrimp. Golden fried shrimp, French fries, and a choice of 2 tangy sauces. Keep them coming as long as you like. But hurry, the popcorn shrimp may be endless, but this deal won't last forever.
And pop it.
IHOP. Come hungry, leave happy.
See it, Ford Taurus, best pick by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. Drive it. Ford Mustang, the raw power of 260 horses. Test drive a Ford Taurus or Mustang, and you'll see why they outpace the competition. Now get up to $5,000 cash back on Taurus, or up to $3,000 cash back on Mustang. See it, drive it, believe it, own it. Ford Cars, only at your Midwest Ford dealer.
Haas and Wilkerson, a sure thing in an unsure world.
Bradford walked off the field under his own power. He did not get the first down. We begin the fourth quarter with the punt coming up on 4th and about a yard for Chad Stanley. Deep back, 30-yard line. They've got Houston has just called a timeout.
They didn't have the right personnel on the field, and instead of rushing, Stanley called a timeout. That was a smart move.
How inspiring can a minivan be? Can it give you seats when you need them? And space when you don't? Yes. Introducing the all-new Chrysler Town & Country, the only minivan with stow-and-go seating and storage. Chrysler Town & Country, starting at $21,185. Chrysler, inspiration comes standard.
What do you get when a financial firm with 66,000 people in 50 countries takes the time to understand your needs like it's just the two of you? Could it be the most powerful two-person financial firm in the world? You and us, UBS.
Cold hard fact. Other beers are shipped warm in trucks. Coors Light is always shipped cold. Why? Because we know you love cold beer. Rocky Mountain Cold, Coors Light.
You've waited, you've dreamed, and now it's finally back. Endless Shrimp at Red Lobster, the only time of year to enjoy all the shrimp you can eat. Don't miss Endless Shrimp right now, only at Red Lobster.
Dean Cain, Mayor Winningham, and Christopher Lloyd.
Congratulations, son.
You've arrived. Clubhouse, special premiere, CBS tonight.
That timeout was all about Corey Bradford. Remember, he was hurt on the last pass play. He's the gunner on the punt team. It changes the personnel. They had the wrong people on the field.
Good pickup. We begin the fourth quarter with the Chad Stanley punt. Dante Hall back at the 36-yard line for the Kansas City Chiefs as a tie game takes us to the fourth. Stanley. Fair caught, 46-yard line. Dante Hall, a 34-yard punt with 14:54 to play.
You're watching NFL on CBS.
Own the best reviewed and most original film of the year. Over 50 4-star rave reviews.
That sounds so good.
You don't scare me.
A smart, sexy, and seriously funny comedy.
Oh my God, deja vu.
A masterpiece.
You like?
Own the DVD Tuesday, Eternal Sunshine.
It's one of the best times to buy the best ATVs on Earth during the Honda 04 clearance event. Get a straight deal on every new Honda ATV in stock with 0 down payment and 6.9% fixed APR for up to 36 months. And get the same low 6.9% fixed APR on any new Honda motorcycle. The Honda 04 clearance event. When we clear out, you clean up.
Riblets, riblets, riblets. Applebee's has riblets. All that you can eat now, riblets.
Hurry into Applebee's, because even though the riblets never end, this offer does.
Can inspiration make the SUV safer? It can, with 5-star government crash test ratings, available side curtain airbags for all 3 rows, ABS, and available all-wheel drive. the best rating of any SUV tested for rollover resistance. Chrysler Pacifica. We didn't just make an SUV. We made a safety utility vehicle. Chrysler. Inspiration comes standard.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Chrysler. Inspiration comes standard. Universal Pictures Friday Night Lights in theaters October 8th. And by Levitra. Ask your doctor about it today. Levitra, when it counts.
After the Houston punt, 46-yard line, 1st and 10. Here's Priest Holmes, who is busting free and tackled in the secondary by Simmons. Accelerates to the 36, gain of 18, 1st and 10.
Wow. You want to talk about an offensive line? Look at the blocking up front, staying on the defenders. Red jerseys get on the white ones, and they don't come off. To Casey Wigman, and inside, Will Shields and Waters both had excellent blocks.
36-yard line, 1st and 10. Holmes over 100 yards for the 28th time in his career. Uh-oh.
Face mask.
Knocked down. That was Gary Walker. Flag is down. Walker got him by the cage.
Personal foul. Face mask. 96 of the defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
You know, if you get the feeling that Kansas City's had the ball most of this second half, you're absolutely right, and this isn't going to help any at all as Gary Walker comes in, and this isn't just the incidental. This is the grab it, grasp it, turn it, twist it, use it to make a tackle kind of face masks.
Player is down, and that is the former Titan Robert Smith, so he is down. We want to update another couple injuries. Charlie Anderson was down on the special teams. He walked off under his own power. And Marcus Coleman has an abdominal strain. So a lot of Texans falling, but they've tied Kansas City at 14.
Today, we're doing self-portraits. But I want you to paint your soul to liberate your minds. Show me what's inside you. Oh, now that's what I'm talking about.
The restyled new 2005 Jeep Liberty. If it's in you, put it out there.
I'm out. I guess I win. Funny how a quality beer can turn a bad hand into a winner. Ooh, Samuel Adams, always a good decision.
What's going on? We don't know how many converters we have in stock. We don't know where our trucks are, and no one knows where Mackler is.
6,000 converters. Trucks are at I-4, exit 9. Mackler, where are you?
In the airport.
CBS Monday.
We've got a drive-by.
Miami style. A woman is gunned down. The only witness, her 8-year-old son.
He is never going to hurt you.
Miami-Dade Police! A new CSI Miami, CBS Monday.
Corey Sears will take the place of the injured Robert Smith, who's on the sideline. 1st and 10 for the Chiefs at the Houston 20-yard line. And Priest Holmes brought down immediately in the middle by Sharper after a yard gain to the 19-yard line. The MetLife blimp, where we've seen some great shots from Snoopy, too, under the command of Captain Matthew St. John. Working hard to provide these great aerial shots. Another Texan player is down. And this is Walker on the defensive line. So Smith just left. Walker is down. Deloach was inactive today because he was injured.
They taking volunteers? Not me. No, don't look at me.
They may be looking up here.
See, if I was I was on the captain's camera there in the blimp, you can see. I'm not sure if I'd take my camera off at number 88 here in the red zone. You've got Marcus Coleman, you talked about already. He's got an abdominal strain. I would move Tony Gonzalez around, and I would try to either take advantage of that matchup or make the Texans think about that matchup, which will open up something on the other side. See, here's the two defensive linemen on that side. There's Gary Walker right there.
You know, Randy, I hate to go back too deep in the game, but I'm gonna, okay? And I want to go back to that 4th and 2.
Don't hold back.
That 4th and 2 the Chiefs had in the first half when they could have gone for 3. Instead, went for it on 4th and 2, and they were stopped.
It's not their only mistake down near the goal line. See, what's important here, yeah, there was a penalty, but they were also stopped defensively. And this highlight of Marcus Coleman's career, tying him with 7 other people for the second longest touchdown interception return in NFL history.
19-yard line, 2nd down, 9. 3 receivers, including Horn and Hall, and here comes Holmes. And he works his way inside the 15-yard line, brought down by Foreman, gain of 6. To about the 13, it looks like, 14-yard line. Red zone issues today. Remember, the Chiefs had scored on 61 of their last 62 possessions before today. And that's the red zone today.
See, one touchdown. They've given it up on downs one time and 1 interception. They've had the ball basically the whole second half. You know, the Texans have only run, what, 6 plays in the second half so far?
3rd down, 4. Richardson in the backfield. From the 14 for Green, who fires a pass, and it's caught by Morton at the 5. And he's got the first down, picking up 9 on 3rd and 4. 1st and goal.
Anytime a receiver gets off the ground, he expects to be hit. Watch Johnny Morton. If he comes down with his feet on the ground, he's got a chance of trying to turn around and score right there.
He's caught 4, 3 of which have been on 1st down. On 3rd down, making 1st downs for Johnny Morton. Very effective today.
They haven't gotten quantity out of the receivers, but they've gotten quality.
From the 5, 1st and goal. It's Priest Holmes with the block from Gonzalez. Turning the corner, and down he goes. Forming the tackle at about the 3. And a gain of 2. He's got 131 yards. Does Priest Holmes today on 29 carries. 29 carries. That's a lot of totes.
This offensive line is different from a lot of offensive lines in that guys their size usually go straight ahead. This offensive line is so good at pulling, whether it's Casey Wigman, Will Shields, John Wellborn, Waters, Rolfe, they can all run.
Gary Walker back on the defensive line after the injury. 2nd down goal at the 4. Holmes brought down by Sharper and torn back with the loss of about a yard or no gain on the play. Now 3rd and goal coming up.
That's just great anticipation by Jamie Sharper. Offensive line is all matched up. Richardson comes through lead blocking. Sharper comes through the backside gap and makes that play on Holmes.
The Chiefs have passed on every 3rd down situation today. Think they will here?
I know one thing. If they don't make it here, I'm pretty sure they're going to kick a field goal.
That's Holmes in motion out of the backfield. And Green with pressure. And to the end zone with a touchdown to Jason Dunn. He's more a blocker than receiver, but he just lassos the 3rd touchdown pass by Green today.
Tell you, watch Trent Green where he throws this ball from. when he starts moving, gets up towards the line of scrimmage, he's getting real close to being at the line of scrimmage. See him kind of scooch back a little bit, make sure he stays behind the 5-yard line.
Pocket presence. Tynes with the extra point. And the tie is broken. And the Chiefs have gone on top. With 10:55 to play in the fourth. Trent Green with his 3rd touchdown pass today. Capping an 8-play, 54-yard drive.
Welcome to the Michael Vick experience.
Keep your hands and feet in the harness.
Please wait for the next available chair.
Do it. Enjoy the ride.
Welcome to my ride. Before the fun starts, here's a few tips. Remember, push up in the pocket zone, 7 steps, like chin strap. Check your extra seat, 7 steps, get inside line.
Urlacher and Brooks showing blitz. Takes the snap. Slides around the pocket. Pressure's gone. He's going to keep it. Streaks to the outside. Right here. Safety. Next putting across the line. Taking the 40. Gets away from trouble. Gets the block. Races into open field. Gets a foot race. Next slices down to the 20. One man beat.
Well, that's not in the playbook, but it should be.
Can inspiration make the SUV safer? It can, with 5-star government crash test ratings, available side curtain airbags for all 3 rows, ABS, and available all-wheel drive. The best rating of any SUV tested for rollover resistance. Chrysler Pacifica. We didn't just make an SUV, we made a safety utility vehicle. Chrysler. Inspiration comes standard.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Nike and by Miller. There's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller, good call.
That was the Great Arts Fair on the world-famous Country Club Plaza. Hundreds of thousands of people that visited that this weekend. Here's the kickoff after the touchdown pass. J.J. Moses bobbling it around inside the 10. And dancing free. Tripped up by Gary Stills. 27-yard return. You take a look at Jason Dunn. His first catch of the year is his first touchdown of the season. CSI New York is TV's most watched new drama. Don't miss Gary Sinise in a new episode. Wednesday at 10, 9 Central on CBS, America's most watched network. Plus, Melina Kanakaridis will be on there as well with Gary Sinise. 32-yard line.
For a second there, I thought you chickened out.
No. I just want to make sure I had it locked and loaded. Houston's had 2 series in this second half, both 3 and out, 7 total yards. Let's see if they've got anything here. Wells in the backfield with Moran Norris. 1st and 10, 32. Carr to Wells. He played for Ohio State. He's brought down by Fujita and by Woods. He picks up 5, tumbling to the 37.
Remember something about this Texan football team. I know it's only their 3rd year of existence. This is a 4th quarter football team. They are used to making comebacks. They're used to being behind in the 4th quarter.
David Carr has led them to 4 fourth quarter comebacks over the last couple years. 2nd down and 5. 37-yard line. Wells again. A block from Wade. Goes to a 1st down as he is brought down across the way by Kawika Mitchell. It's a gain of 4. 41-yard line. Look at that. Only 3 teams of 168 playoff teams since the 90 season have started the season 0-3. The odds aren't very good.
But there's a man, Dick Vermeil. He knows his odds. If anybody has all those stats down about turnovers and win-loss and completion, everything.
3rd down and 1 from the 41. Wells again running into his own blocking and then got the extra spurt, but still is short. by at least a yard. Had to get beyond the 42. And the great pressure was applied by Mitchell and by Browning.
Kawika Mitchell did an excellent job of getting in the Texans' backfield. Watch number 50, the linebacker, come from the left side of your screen right there, meeting the lead blocker right in the backfield, stoning Moran Norris, the fullback.
You surprised we haven't seen much Dominic Davis on this drive.
Kawika Mitchell right there. Watch what he does. Turns him back inside, and he's got lots of help waiting inside.
Where's Davis?
Yeah, not much Dominic Davis at all, but he wasn't really getting much is in the way of effectiveness.
Short by a yard. 9:24 is in the fourth quarter. You're down by 7. What do you do?
You kick it. You kick it. You have your guy angle it out of bounds. You tell your punter, Mr. Stanley, I love you like a son. If you let Dante Hall catch this ball, you're not on the plane with me home.
I will tell you that Stanley has led the NFL with punts inside the 20-yard line since the 02 season. Let's see what he's got in his bag right now. We are told that Dominic Davis has twisted an ankle. We don't know if he'll return today.
More personnel problems for the Texans on the punt team.
Yep,
minus Corey Bradford.
Matt Murphy just came out. He was signed off the practice squad this week.
They signed off the sideline.
Oh, they fake it. They fake it, and they try to nudge the yard, and it looks like they've got the first down.
From the mark, they've got it. The mark on the far side. If they're going with the far side mark, they absolutely have it.
On the fake punt, 30 is Jason Simmons. And he stepped right under the center, the long snapper, Brian Pittman. A gamble, but late in the game for a team that's looking for their first win. Why not? And I think they've got the first down. With the spot of the ball, it'll be very, very tight.
If they have this first down, I think they took the near side spot, not the far side spot. If they have this, it's right by the nose of the ball for Joe Marciano's special teams.
They got it by the length of a football. They got a great spot. That's Houston's first down since 19 seconds remained in the first half.
You heard Dick Vermeil talk to Marcus Allen at the end of the first half about not kicking that field goal and going for it to give his team confidence. Great example of what Dom Capers did right there. Just turning to a special teams coach, Joe Marciano, and saying, go ahead, what do you got? Give me a fake.
And that's what he got. Wells remains with the injury to Davis in the backfield. Carr 1st and 10. After the fake. 3 receivers, including Jabbar Gaffney. And here comes Fujita, and Carr's got to throw it away, and there goes the flag. But Fujita may have thrown Carr, and that's the penalty. Yep, it's the penalty on the Chiefs.
See, at some point, the defender just has to learn. It's like he's got that red jersey on in practice, and you can't touch him. I mean, it's not a defensive player's nature to back off. He throw a flag on himself.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Intentional grounding. Number 8. Personal foul, roughing the passer. Number 51. The penalty's offset. First down.
That little late push is what initially was called by our referee, Pete Morelli.
The Chiefs are going to play with 4 linebackers now. It's 1st and 10 from the 42. 4 linebackers, including Mitchell, on a fumbled snap, and Carr jumps on it. Lionel Dalton got in there and messed with the play. But Carr recovers the fumble. It is 2nd down.
Lionel Dalton right up the middle, right in Steve McKinney's face, pushes his center back into David Carr, and Carr just does get that ball. That's the kind of influence Lionel Dalton has had. Lionel Dalton has been going the last couple weeks, been playing like he's possessed, just abusing offensive guards and centers.
Julian Battle comes in as a 5th defensive back. 2nd and 13. Andre Johnson, the receiver for the Texans, has not caught a pass in the second half. From the 39, Carr. Down he goes. Brought down by Barber. That's the 3rd Kansas City sack today.
You got any questions about Gunther Cunningham's pressure defense? Where's the rush coming? Which one of these guys are coming? Or are they all coming? Well, if you guessed C, you were right. This is Gunther Cunningham's aggressive style of defense. Go to 3 linemen, reduce them, and then bring linebackers and safeties around them.
The Texans have got to get to the Kansas City 47. From the 35, 3rd and 17. Carr winds and throws, and it's caught. Grabbed by Armstrong, 1st down, a gain of 20 on 3rd and 17. And we welcome those of you watching or have watched the Jacksonville, Tennessee game with Randy Cross and Marcus Allen, Kevin Harlan. A big-time 20-yard completion on 3rd and 17 for David Carr to Derek Armstrong. From the 45 of the Chiefs, Houston is moving. 1st down and 10. Miller, the tight end, is on the move, and Carr going deep and looking for Johnson, and it is bobbled and reeled in by Johnson. Caught! What a catch at the 7-yard line. 1st and goal with a 37-yard pickup by Andre Johnson. He caught one earlier in the game for 46 yards.
Well, if you didn't know much about Andre Johnson and David Carr coming into this game, you're going to learn to really respect and love this young receiver.
Did he catch it?
Watch. The ball doesn't hit the ground. It hits helmets, it hits hands, it hits bodies, but it never hits the ground. That is concentration.
And he worked
that is Lynn Swan-esque.
He worked on Eric Warfield. That is a catch.
Yeah, that ball never hits the ground. And that's not Warfield's fault. That is not the defender's fault. That's a case of a wide receiver just having a lot more want to than the defensive back and concentration on the ball.
Down to 6:05 to play in this game, which has seen Trent Green throw 3 touchdown passes.
Pretty obvious from those angles that that ball never hit the ground. It hit arms, it hit bodies. See, watch how long does he have it after he hits the ground and catches it. Does he have it? Yes. We're being told that this has been challenged. He's got it, and then it pops out.
One of the biggest plays in this game, in addition to the 3 touchdowns tossed by Trent Green, was an interception in the end zone that Marcus Coleman, the safety for the Texans, returned 102 yards for a touchdown which tied it at 14 apiece.
Kevin, this has to be challenged on possession, not catch. Does he actually physically have the ball long enough to be a catch? Watch how fast it spits out of his hands when he gets up. I mean, that to me is the only thing they could be challenging here. It's not that it doesn't hit the ground, that's obvious, but does he actually possess it?
But he's down and he's been touched.
But yeah.
Right, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's moving on his chest, he's moving it with his hands.
After reviewing the play, the receiver did receive the ball, did not touch the ground. It's a catch. 1st down, Houston.
That was an incredible reception, much to the chagrin of Dick Vermeil. And now Kansas City loses a timeout because they lose the challenge. They've got 1 left.
And that's why I think Dick is so disturbed. I don't think he was contending that it had hit the ground. I think what he was contending was, did he actually physically have the ball, had it stopped moving, and was it possessed?
This is the 9th play of the Houston drive at the 8, 1st and goal. Wells the pitch from Carr. A Moran Norris block and knocked out of bounds by Eric Warfield for no gain. Second down and goal.
You know, Kevin, it bears mentioning that this is a fourth quarter comeback team since they were founded a couple years ago. They've managed to have that quality with David Carr at quarterback. Now they've got Andre Johnson. They don't have Dominic Davis, who's out with a dinged ankle. But they've had 4 fourth quarter comebacks under David Carr.
Second down, goal at the 9. Gaffney, Armstrong, Anderson are the receivers. Johnson is out there. And Carr to the end zone for Jabbar Gaffney with the reception and the touchdown. A 9-yard toss, and the Texans an extra point from tying the game.
Going against Julian Battle, working at corner against Gaffney. Gaffney beats him off the line of scrimmage. How often do you hear out there how important the jam is to a defensive back initially? Dom Capers' wide receiver physically beat the corner, Gaffney in this case, at the line of scrimmage. He won that battle before he took more than 3 steps off the line.
And that's his first touchdown reception of the season. The extra point and a bad snap ties the game at 21. How about on that drive, the quarterback sneak by Carr on the punt by Jason Simmons. On the fake punt.
And that was all the way back here around their own 40-yard line, 39, 40-yard line when they faked that. Just an impressive drive by David Carr and this football team, and Dom Capers has taught these Texans, like I said earlier, to get on solid foods. This is not an expansion team. Kansas City is not, they're not playing a bye. At one time, an expansion team like this was considered sort of a rollover. They're a lot more than a rollover now in Houston.
A good-looking drive orchestrated by quarterback David Carr. 2 winless teams, Kansas City and Houston, coming into today. 2 teams with high expectations on both ends.
And you can go to the past and what if yourself to death. You know, what if Houston gets points on that first drive instead of throwing that interception because Gaffney fell? What if Dick Vermeil takes that field goal instead of going for it on 4th down? I mean, a lot of recall and a lot of what ifs, especially when you get to this stage of a game.
Kickoff from Brown. Dante Hall is back. He has not returned to kick off for a touchdown in a year. From the goal line, Hall. And he sprints through, and then he's brought down by Kenny Wright. 27-yard line, a 27-yard return. Time now for NFL.com poll. Which team off to a fast start after missing the playoffs in 03 will make the biggest splash in 04? Cast your vote at NFL.com.
I just did. I say the Jets. Next 3 weeks, they're 2-0. Next 3 weeks after this bye week, Jacksonville already is 3-0, but the Jets they go to Miami, they have Buffalo at home, then they have San Francisco at home. Those are 3 very winnable games for Herman Edwards and his football team.
Trent Green is 20 of 28 with 3 touchdowns and an interception. From the 27, 1st and 10. Fake to Holmes. Antoine Peak comes through and sacks him down at the 15-yard line. That's the 2nd sack today registered by the Texan defense. And for Peak, the 1st of the season, the 2nd of his young career.
And Antoine Peak just comes screaming off the edge. At some point, they stop biting. At some point, those players come to the sideline and they get tired of their coaches getting in their face and telling them to stop collapsing, quit biting on the fake. Excellent job by Antoine Peak, not buying that fake, and is getting right in Green's grill.
Horn is the 3rd receiver, 2nd down and 20. And Priest Holmes wrapped up and brought down by a sharper 3-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 17 from the 20. And coming up on the Subway postgame show, join Greg, Dan Marino, Shannon Sharp, and Boomer Esiason for all the latest NFL scores and highlights coming up next on the Subway postgame show from our studios in New York. Holmes is out. And they've got Richardson in the backfield with a 3rd and 17. The Chiefs have got to get to their own 37. And Green held from behind and brought down and keeps his balance and pops back up. Dodging one bullet after another and throws a bullet and it's caught. That is Tony Gonzalez at the 40-yard line. Did anybody tackle him?
No, they marked out. He's marked down. He's marked down. 40-yard line.
Finally down at the 40-yard line. A 20-yard strike from Green to Gonzalez on 3rd and 17.
Well, the key here is the escape. I mean, Willie Rofe working against Kylie Wong. Wong can't bring down Trent Green. Trent Green fires this ball. You see the touch on the hip there, and George Hayward, our head linesman, was very, very definitive side.
1st and 10, Priest Holmes. Flag is down. Kylie Wong slows him down at the 45-yard line.
That came from the middle of the line again. That came from the umpire.
4-yard gain as it stands now.
That's either holding inside or the face into the face mask or something like that when the umpire throws it.
Face mask. 5-yard penalty added to the end of the run. 92. Still 1st down.
It was a minor face mask, not one of those. Not like we saw the
15-yard
called on Gary Walker earlier on Priest Holmes. Tell you, Priest Holmes said before this game on the pregame show, you fantasy guys that own me, you better start me because I'm gonna have a big game. He has come through for his football team.
5 in the secondary, including Simmons. 1st and 10 midfield. Holmes again gets by Peak, cuts in, and Sharper is there. Flag is down. Loss of a yard.
That's gonna be holding. Yeah, that's holding against Kansas City, Kevin. Another Texan
holding.
Down.
88 of the offense. 10-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Foreman is the player down. That is the first accepted penalty this half.
Well, it's 80 degrees here in Kansas City, Kevin, so you know it can't be the heat. Because Houston's got the humidity down there, so they're used to that. Part of it is just the physical nature, I think, of this group up front that can wear and beat on a football team.
Player down, Jay Foreman. Of course, we know that last name. His dad was the infamous Chuck Foreman, who played 8 years with the Minnesota Vikings.
I think he was more famous than infamous, wasn't he?
You can say it any way you want. But he is something else. And making some famous statements in Kansas City. Priest Holmes, his 28th career 100-yard game. 136 for Holmes. Boy, for a guy that was not going to play that much today and was questionable coming in, he's carried the ball 31 times to match his 31 uniform.
Yeah, he has really, really made... What hasn't he done? I mean, all the way down to chasing Marcus Coleman down and almost making that tackle on that 102-yard return that Coleman had for the touchdown. I mean, he has done everything asked of him plus.
Holmes became the all-time leading Kansas City running back in terms of yards gained, surpassing Christian Okoye earlier in this game, as Foreman now works his way to the sideline.
And really, one thing we haven't seen much out of Priest Holmes in this game is his ability out of the backfield. Priest Holmes as the receiver. When they get in that trips formation to one side and they run the receivers off, that little receiver screen, they love to run with Priest Holmes.
They declined the penalty. So now it is 2nd and 13 back at the 48. A new linebacker coming in for the injured Foreman was Troy Evans. Now he will quickly leave, and they'll bring in another defensive back, Kenny Wright. With Fagans, a 6 in the secondary. And now the officials have stopped the clock and held up play with 2:58 to play in a tie ball game.
Well, the Texans are basically in 2 defensive linemen with linebackers and DBs.
Please set the game clock to 3:04. Thank you.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, you've got Peak and Wong playing defensive end in this defense.
So it is 2nd down and 12. The Chiefs have got to get to the 40. 2nd down and 12. And a throw almost picked off, incomplete. They were going for Horn. And the coverage was by Gary Walker. And we welcome those of you who have been watching the Cincinnati-Baltimore game, with Baltimore winning their 2nd consecutive. They beat Pittsburgh last week, and they take care of Marvin Lewis's Bengals today. Here we are tied at 21. Trent Green has thrown 3 touchdown passes.
You think that's a matchup you want if you're Kansas City? You've got a wide receiver against a defensive tackle in a zone blitz.
3rd and 12 from the 48. Blaylock in the backfield. Here comes Peak. And Green stays alive. They blow him dead in the grass. It's the 3rd sack. The 2nd for Peak and the 3rd authored by the Texan defense. And the Chiefs have got a punt with 2:55 left in regulation.
Tell you what, this Kansas City sideline better take it easy here. They're going absolutely nuts. Peak is in. He doesn't have him. And that's grasped right there. I mean, this is a case of taking care of the quarterback. If you're a Chiefs fan, you don't like it.
Jason Baker signed off the street earlier this week. In fact, yesterday, the punt, because of an injury to Steve Cheek, punting to J.J. Moses, a former Chiefs practice squad player. Moses has never returned one for a touchdown. From the 10. And nailed by Caver at about the 25. 52-yard punt, 16-yard return. Texans get it back with 2 timeouts. Here's what's happened today in a very busy game from Rocking Arrowhead in Kansas City, and Tony Gonzalez catching that one from Trent Green. And then this was this first touchdown reception by Horn in his career. And what about the 102-yard return on the interception by Coleman? Dunn had a touchdown reception. Gaffney came in with a Carr touchdown throw.
And it's worth mentioning again as we take a look at the stats and what's happened in this football game, total yards and everything else. David Carr, in his brief career at Houston, 4 fourth-quarter comebacks. Kansas City, don't get unaggressive. Don't sit back and watch. Keep attacking. I mean, realistically, you've got the ball, what, on the 27-yard line, Kevin? You've got to get the ball down to about the 30-yard, you're down to the Kansas City 30 for a field goal.
He's kicked a couple today.
Well, 20, he's got the 49, so you get to the 30, you're at a 48-yard field goal. So keep that in mind, folks, when you're watching. You're looking at getting to the 30 to get inside the zone, maybe the 35 for the outer limits.
Chris Brown has kicked 7 game-winning field goals in his career, and 3 for the Texans, as you see Shenard Hart's being looked at on the far sideline by the Chiefs medical staff.
And the Chiefs have 1 timeout remaining. The Texans have 2 timeouts remaining. With 2:18, they'll have another clock stop opportunity at the 2-minute warning. So for all intents and purposes, if you're an offensive coordinator, Chris Palmer up in the box, you've got 2:18 with 3 timeouts.
David Carr has thrown a touchdown pass. We just saw that to Gaffney. He's also thrown an interception in the end zone, picked off by Eric Warfield. Shenard Hartz tries to clear away the cobwebs. 2 winless teams coming in, Randy, and we mentioned this a couple times already, but the expectations for last year's 13-3 Kansas City Chiefs very high. And I should say the same was true of the Texans when they entered this season. A lot of people thought they would at least reach 500.
Well,
as we welcome those watching the Giants and their nice win over the Cleveland Browns, the New York Giants now go to 2-1. They beat Washington last week and take care of Cleveland with Randy Cross and Hall of Famer Marcus Allen, Kevin Harlan.
You know, Kevin, you talk about these 2 football teams. Kansas City, obviously being a so-called Super Bowl contender, 0-2, came in with one set of expectations. But don't look at the Houston Texans like a team that, you know, came into the season hoping they might win a game or 2. They looked at the first couple games of having San Diego and going to Detroit as games they should win. This is a different team.
The receivers are Johnson, Gaffney, and Armstrong for the 27, 1st and 10. Wells in the backfield. Conventional 43 defense for the Chiefs, and Jonathan Wells is brought down by Barber. Lunging ahead for a couple to the 29.
Kevin, it's worth mentioning again, this graphic you got looking there, 3 teams of the 168 since 1990 have gone to the playoffs after starting 0-3. Both these coaches, both these teams will do anything they can not to be 0-3.
We've reached the 2-minute warning, tied at 21 at Arrowhead in Kansas City.
Thank you for bringing me.
You look beautiful.
I've got an eligible beer in the cooler on Hector. Less taste, very unmacho. Replacing with great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Half the carbs of Bud Light. Wow. We've also got a disproportionately hot girlfriend. I will need further review.
Hi there.
I think I could.
Oh, please.
Hey, Tina.
Oh.
Miller, good call.
Oh, Capital One.
Check your mail for the Capital One No Hassle Island giveaway. Look inside and see if you've instantly won your own private island or one of hundreds of island getaways.
What's in your wallet?
I don't own warehouses anymore. I've got Brown. With Brown managing my supply chain, my goods get from the dock to my customers in no time.
Brown helps me build a leaner, faster supply chain machine.
Then tosses me the keys and says, drive. I like to drive.
Your supply chain synchronized. UPS, what could Brown do for you?
Ray's parents shocked everyone by moving to a retirement village.
Some days I eat 10 times.
But you won't believe what happens next.
Oh my God!
An all-new Raymond CBS Monday. It's what every ex-husband dreads.
Tequila, checkbook, sourpuss.
Alimony time.
I think for all that money, she'd at least come over and give you a lap dance.
A new 2.5 Men Monday.
After the 2-minute warning, 2nd down, long 8. They got to get just beyond the 36. It's Johnson tackled by McCleon. A gain of 2. He is to the 31-yard line.
Man, down. Was that a nice job by Dexter McCleon closing on Andre Johnson. That's what Houston's thinking. Get it to the big guy. Let him win the one-on-one matchup. McCleon would not let him.
And no huddle. 3rd down, 6. Carr. Wells. He's got the first down as he pile drives his way to the 40-yard line, picking up 9 on 3rd and 6 and brought down by Beisel.
Plenty of time left. 1:20. You've got 2 timeouts. You've called 2 plays.
1st down and 10 from the 40-yard line. Carr with the block from Wells. A flag stops that in mid-motion. You saw somebody move, huh?
Prior to the snap, false start. 70 to the offense. 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
That's Fred Weary taking the place of regular starter Zach Wiegert. It'll be 1st and 15 from the 35. The Chiefs do have Battle in there, so they got a nickel secondary.
35 yards to that field goal range we're talking about, Kevin.
They got to get to the 50 for a first. And Carr down the side for Andre Johnson. McCleon was with him stride for stride. 2nd and 15.
He's fit that ball. David Carr has fit that ball into smaller areas today. That was an overthrow. Andre Johnson had that step. And when you're talking, we keep mentioning the fact that you want to get to a certain spot. There's the spot you have to get to.
35. 2nd down and 15. The receivers, Johnson, Gaffney, and Armstrong. Miller, a tight end, is also split. And Carr fires, and it's caught. A great catch and run And this is done. He fumbles the ball. Armstrong fumbled the ball.
Down.
They say he is down at the 30-yard line. They say Armstrong is down at the 30.
Remember, we're inside of 2 minutes, Kevin. If there's a review here, it has to come from upstairs.
35-yard pickup catch. It's a career-long reception. Good pickup.
Knee, down, ball out. That's down. He was down by contact before the ball comes out. Houston called timeout. They had 2 remaining. Knee down, ball out. Now the knee, down.
Down.
So now he's down by contact. As it continues, the ball comes out. The jarring on the elbow after he's down by contact.
We should tell you that Bradford is not playing and Armstrong is taking his place. Bradford was injured earlier in the game. So Armstrong comes up with a 35-yard pickup. Subway postgame show coming up. Greg, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, scores and highlights all coming up on the Subway postgame show.
So Houston now down to 1 timeout, 43 seconds left. Pretty obvious right now they're trying to add that 5th notch to David Carr's belt as a 5th, 4th quarter comeback.
2 tight ends. Wells in the backfield. 1st and 10. Jonathan Wells. Wrapped up. Hicks the first to get him. Browning finished him off. Gain of a loss of about a yard maybe on the play.
It's now almost a 50-yarder.
We told you before that Chris Brown has knocked 7 through for game winners, 3 with the Texans.
And he drilled that 49-yarder through earlier today.
His career-long 55 yards when he played for Pittsburgh, and ironically enough, as we mentioned earlier in the game, that career-long was in Arrowhead Stadium at this end of the field. 2nd down 11. Ball will be at the 31.
Third and final timeout.
Houston burns it.
So Chris Brown's going to get his chance for his 50-yarder. And it may indeed be just inside the 40-yard line, so it'll be officially probably a 49-yarder, but you look down there and you're a kicker, you're thinking, I got to kick it 50 yards.
Brown has knocked one through from 28 yards and from 49 yards today.
Hey, you couldn't ask for a better example, no matter how this game comes out, of this new attitude for this Houston Texans football team. Not an ounce of quit in these guys. They came into this hostile environment expecting to win, and it's all on the foot of Chris Brown now.
With the 7 seconds remaining in regulation, the hold will come from Stanley. The snap will come from Brian Pittman. 49 yards for the lead. It's got the distance, and the Texans have gone up with 2 seconds remaining, 24-21. A 49-yard field goal.
And this crowd is stunned. Little low snap, excellent hold by Stanley. From the second it left his foot, Chris Brown had that one high into the net, high into the uprights. Stayed low, drove it through, and had no doubt from the second his foot hit the ball. So barring some Dante Hall magic, the Chiefs will go to 0-3, the Texans will go to 1-2, and that graphic we ran a few times about teams that have started 0-3 and made the playoffs since 1990. Dick Vermeil and the Kansas City Chiefs will be bucking some serious odds.
Houston has scored 10 unanswered points in the game's final 5 minutes and 20 seconds. None more important than that 49-yard perfect field goal by Chris Brown. Don't forget also the 35-yard reception by Armstrong, who's taking the place of the injured Bradford. It was a huge pass completion by Carr. We talked about magic. If it's ever going to happen, it needs to happen now for the Chiefs. They're going to keep it away from Hall. and down by Stills, and time is gone, and the Houston Texans have upset the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Texans have won their first of the season, and the Chiefs have dropped to 0-3. So for Randy Cross and Marcus Allen, Kevin Harlan saying so long from Kansas City's Arrowhead Stadium, where the Texans have won on a game-winning kick of 49 yards, 24-21. Up next is the Subway postgame show. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.